number 4 after beating Bald Knob 41-12, and Star City is still number 5 after thrashing West Helena 43-8. Some of the other big games coming up this week in Class 4A will see Gentry traveling to Ozark in a game that will certainly determine playoff seeding, if not the overall championship in the 1-4A conference. Huntsville will also travel to Lincoln, while Heber Springs visits Lone Oak. Cave City will travel to Stuttgart, while Jonesboro Westside visits Harrisburg. Central Arkansas Christian will head to Clinton, while Pottsville will be at Lamar, and Harmony Grove Haskell travels to Little Rock Hall, while Arkadelphia will host Waldron. Nashville will be at Ashdown. Malvern travels to Mena, and McGee will head over to Crossett, while Hamburg will host Helena. DeWitt will travel to Warren, and Dumas will be at Star City. We'll get to the Class 3A rankings here in just a bit, but first let's check in with the head coach of the Rising Wildcats, Coach Clay Toddy, as the Cats are coming off a huge win over Harmony Grove and have another big game coming up against their arch rivals, the Fordyce Redbugs. First, Coach, thanks for joining us on our Summit Utility Centerpoint Energy studio lines, and tell us about that big win over Harmony Grove last week.
Yeah, we was proud of our kids. We played really hard, executed really well, and it was a good all-around team effort defensively, offensively. Made some big plays with our kick game, so we were really pleased with the way we prepared and the way we executed.
Now, you guys have another huge game coming up against Fordyce. Of course, this isn't just another conference game. It's Rising versus Fordyce. You guys used to start the season out with this and have the special 8 o'clock kickoff time and all that kind of stuff. I understand I know this is at Fordyce, but I understand there's even some extra security measures being taken, to handle the big crowd, and people are being encouraged to buy their tickets in advance.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's going to be a very safe environment. I've been encouraged from law enforcement to be the safest place in Arkansas Friday night. So encourage everybody to get those tickets in advance and come on out and enjoy a good ball game.
Absolutely. Now, when you had a chance to scout Fordyce, what's Rising got to do more than anything to come out on top with a victory this Friday?
Well, we have to be who we are. We've got to execute and, not beat ourselves. There's a whole lot more games lost, I think, than there are won. We got to hang on to the football. We got to tackle well. We got to be focused and, get our alignments and our keys and, not take any plays off on a kick game because they are so explosive. You can if you break down plays, you can win, 95% of the plays against them, and they can win 5% and still win the ball game because they're so explosive. They can get about 6 plays there and score on them, and we don't have the capability to do that.
That was Clay Toddy of Rising, ranked number 2 in Class 3A, and when we come back, we're going to check out all the rankings for Class 3A on the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. With twice the efficiency of electrical appliances, save your energy for taco night. Or singing in the shower with faster water heater recovery. Even for cozier comfort with gas dryers and fireplaces. All while doing a little more to save the planet. So save your energy and money with natural gas. And if you already are, keep saving with Summit Utilities. Learn more at summitutilities.com/benefits.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe. And football is in the air, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting, we'll go to the app stores and download Bet Saracen. We even got a demo video to show you how to play.
Or find it at betsaracen.com.
The love of football defines fall weekends, and in many homes, our families. But it's a demanding sport that can cause injury. That's why UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is on sidelines and in locker rooms for high schools and colleges across the state, ready to care for athletes with clinics in Central and Northwest Arkansas. UAMS Health, official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for Razorback Athletics and future Razorbacks all over Arkansas. Learn more at uams.health/team.
Located in a beautiful, quiet part of Arkansas, Southern Arkansas University offers personalized tour visits, faculty, and staff who invest in student success and a caring campus community. SAU allows you to choose from over 100 degrees in 4 distinct colleges and the School of Graduate Studies. SAU not only offers a broad range of academic programs, including unique offerings to the state and region, but the first university south of Little Rock to offer a doctoral degree through the College of Education. Start calling SAU your home today by applying at saumag.edu. Go Mule Riders!
A lot of cities claim to be unique, but are they really? Were they the off-season playground for legends like Babe Ruth and Al Capone? Do they sell beer made from thermal spring water that comes straight from the ground below? Do any of these places have a street that has a gangster museum on one side of the road and a national park on the other? Let me go ahead and answer that for you. They don't. Because none of them is Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's different here. Come see why.
Simmons Bank, nominated by Forbes magazine as a top U.S. bank, takes great pride in investing in our friends and neighbors. For more than 100 years, we've worked to make our customers' dreams come true, earning trust with convenient and reliable financial tools, checking and savings accounts, home and consumer loans, small business loans, and low-rate credit cards. Wherever you are on your financial journey, we're there with you every step of the way. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
Arkansas state parks are your passport to all kinds of adventures, and camping is just the beginning. Our parks can take you hiking, kayaking, mountain biking, fishing, and some of them can even take you back in time. Our 52 state parks offer fun, adventure, history, and so much more. So pick up your passport at any state park visitor center. Visit arkansasstateparks.com and see where we can take you next.
Back on the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show, where, as we promised, we're going to look at the rest of the rankings for Class 3A. The top 10 in Rex's Road to the Rock rankings, brought to you by Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, is once again unchanged, as Prescott is still number 1 after beating Falk 56-7. Number 2, Rison, as we mentioned, rallied to down Harmony Grove 36-15, while Charleston beat Mansfield 42-7. Boonville is still number 4 after topping Greenland by the score of 55-21, and Melbourne remains number 5 after beating Salem 43-21. Other big games in 3A this week, other than Rison versus Fordyce, includes Mansfield at Boonville, Centerpoint at Jessieville, and Prescott traveling out of state to Homer, Louisiana, and Gurdon playing for the first time since week 4, traveling over to Falk. In Class 2A, Rex's Road to the Rock ranking sees Hazen remaining at number 1 after invading England 51-8, but previously ranked Mark Tree falls out of the rankings after losing to Desart 38-14. That moves Carlisle up to number 2 despite having a bye week. Bigelow climbs to number 3 following its 36-7 win over Hector. Mount Ida is the new number 4 after outscoring Lafayette County 72-34, and East Poinsett County is the new number 5 in Class 2A after topping Cross County 44-12. Carlisle, as the new number 2 team in the rankings, could be facing an upset challenge from Hampton this week after the Bulldogs have won their last 2 games in a row. And we're joined now by the head coach of the Hampton Bulldogs, Chris Morphus. And Coach, you say even though this is your first year at Hampton, it's not your first time to face Carlisle.
Well, I was fortunate to be at a school where we saw them last year. And, we put them out of the playoffs when I was at Poen. And they had a lot of young guys, and they returned those guys. And, those guys went and got in all season, got serious, won state weightlifting championship in 2A, I believe. Coach Shock does a great job with them. They're big, they're physical. It's going to be a slugfest. We feel like we can get out on the edge and use our speed a little bit against them, and they're going to want to pound us up the middle. They've got a big running back, number 6. He's a dude. He's going to be a load to bring down. But, luckily with Zy Johnson and a couple others, we could see see that in practice every day. So hopefully we won't be too intimidated. It's going to be a challenge. It always is when you're playing a tough team. But our guys, they've got a lot of confidence. We feel like we're up to the challenge. And it's Carlisle's homecoming. That didn't miss our guys' gaze a little bit when they saw that. So I think our guys are definitely going to come out ready. They had a great film session today, good lift session, stretched out well. They seem to really be focused in on beating Carlisle. So we're going to go out there and give it everything we have. And we had the goal of dragging Hayes into the fourth quarter. We didn't get there, and I think our goal this week is a lot the same, is the same as it was with Baptist Prep and everyone else. We want to get you late in the game and pound on you and see how you respond to that. And they're a big physical football team, so I just think it's going to be a great game all the way around.
Right before we let you go, Coach, give us your biggest keys to getting a victory when the Hampton Bulldogs jump on the big yellow school bus, travel all the way over to Carlisle this Friday night.
Well, I think, we got to handle the environment. It's going to be rowdy, and, they've got a great fan base, very tradition-rich program, and we've got to take care of the football as always, and we've got to be able to move the football against them, by air, by ground, whatever. We've got to consistently move the football and stop their running game, and I think if we do that, we got a chance, and we'll see where that puts us based on how they play at that point.
That was Chris Morphus, first-year head coach at Hampton, on the big matchup against Carlisle. There are lots of other big games going on in Class 2A, however, including Des Arc coming off that big win over Mark Tree, traveling to Clarendon, while Magazine hits the road to Bigelow. East Poinsett County has to travel to Earl, while McCrory is at Mark Tree, and Baptist Prep will host Bearden. England is at Little Rock Episcopal this week, while Hazen has a bye. Okay, we're going to take another quick time out, but when we return, we'll wrap things up right here on the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show.
Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas deliver reliable, affordable power to more than 60% of Arkansas, the field we call home. The 17 dedicated electrical cooperatives around the state manage over 75,000 miles of power lines, delivering power to more than 500,000 homes, farms, businesses, and of course, football fields, improving the lives of communities and their residents all across Arkansas. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, the power to play, the power to deliver.
I'm Rex Nelson. Outside of the state's natural beauty, the thing that strikes me most as I travel Arkansas is the junk in yards ways. In a place that markets itself as the natural state, we've too often been guilty of, at best, ignoring our natural treasures, at worst, polluting and littering them. Let's take pride in our state by keeping it litter-free. Visit keeparkansasbeautiful.com to get involved.
This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
Poultry is the leading agricultural industry in Arkansas, and the Poultry Federation is the voice to promote it. Did you know that the industry provides 170,000 jobs in our state? In fact, over 6,500 farms in Arkansas produce some type of poultry. And in 2020, the poultry industry provided $3.7 billion of the total agricultural cash receipts. From providing scholarships to protecting interest at the state capitol, the Poultry Federation is the proud voice of the poultry industry.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. With twice the efficiency of electrical appliances, save your energy for taco night. Or singing in the shower with faster water heater recovery. Even for cozier comfort with gas dryers and fireplaces. All while doing a little more to save the planet. So save your energy and money with natural gas. And if you already are, keep saving with Summit Utilities. Learn more at summitutilities.com/benefits.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe. And football is in the air, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting, we'll go to the app stores and download Bet Saracen. We even got a demo video to show you how to play.
Or find it at betsaracen.com.
Simmons Bank, nominated by Forbes magazine as a top U.S. bank, takes great pride in investing in our friends and neighbors. For more than 100 years, we've worked to make our customers' dreams come true, earning trust with convenient and reliable financial tools, checking and savings accounts, home and consumer loans, small business loans, and low-rate credit cards. Wherever you are on your financial journey, we're there with you every step of the way. Simmons Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Subject to credit approval.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for more than 70 years. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives?
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy?
Mom, you really don't have
twinsies.
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Back on our final segment for the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show, where now we'll take a look at our Southern Arkansas University top matchup in each classification. In Class 7A, the top matchup has to be Fayetteville, ranked number 5 in 7A, visiting Bentonville, which currently sits at number 3. The game will certainly go a long way in determining playoff seeds and possibly a conference title in the 7A West. In Class 6A, the big matchup will see Lake Hamilton traveling to Greenwood in a game that will have a huge impact on what lies ahead in the 6A postseason. In Class 5A, Batesville will travel to Wynne in a battle of two schools which have won or shared 15 of the past 25A East Conference championships. In Class 4A, Nashville will travel to Ashdown in a game that will certainly impact playoff seeds for the upcoming postseason, while in 3A, two old arch rivals will meet once again, this time in conference play when Rison travels over to Fordyce. And in Class 2A, Des Arc meets Clarendon in a contest that will
season last year, and I'm telling you, Raider fans, they are a good football team. They're going to be a challenge for the Raiders tonight, especially seeing that the Raiders have been severely weakened by the flu bug this week. It has ravaged through our team and coaching staff. We're heading into this fight just a little bit sickly, and we've got an opponent that ain't going to feel sorry for us. It should be a well of a game, and we're glad to have you along for the ride. We're about to take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Nettleton's coach, Stephen Hampton. He's going to talk about last week's win over Paragould and tonight's game against Southside. It's the Raiders. It's the Southerners. It's Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Follow me on a new healthcare journey, full of possibilities. Experience world-class care delivered by friends, family, and neighbors right here in your community, bringing industry-leading technology to you, not the other way around. Your health record, your appointment scheduling, and your medications all in one place, and your lab results delivered the instant they're recorded. Do we look at healthcare differently? Absolutely. Experience the difference, and you will too. NEA Baptist. Healthcare for the next century.
Bump it up at First National Bank. Now offering 2 CD specials with competitive interest and a one-time bump during the original term of the CD with no penalty. That means if you sign up and the rate goes up, you can bump it up. A 16-month CD at 2.51% annual percentage yield or a 26-month CD at 3.01% APY. Visit fnbank.net/specials to lock in your rate today. Offer valid as of 9/28/2022. Penalty for early withdrawal. $1,000 minimum opening balance to open. Rates subject to change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to KavanaughCars.com.
The home team at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is proud to welcome Dr. Asa Schneickel. Dr. Schneickel's an ACE State alum and is Northeast Arkansas's only joint revision surgeon, specializing in several forms of joint replacement. He joins the Jonesboro Sports and Orthopedics team with more than 40 years experience in getting you back in the game. So if you have a sports injury, just some nagging aches, or even need help with concussion management, call JOSM at 932-1820 to schedule an appointment. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, subject to credit approval.
It's a mix and match special now at all Jonesboro area Domino's Pizza locations. Choose any 2 for $5.99 each for carryout or $6.99 each for delivery. How about a medium 2-topping pizza, oven-baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, salad, bread twists, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for the whole gang. The mix and match special with any 2 for only $5.99 each for carryout or $6.99 each for delivery. Only at your Jonesboro area Domino's Pizza locations.
We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton for our weekly visit on the First National Bank pregame show. Coach Hampton, let's start off by talking about our game against Paragould. I thought your guys handled their business really well last Friday night.
Yeah, I thought our kids came out, and took care of business, did what we needed to do, both offensively and defensively, and played pretty well on special teams, other than, the one muff punt there that kind of slowed us down from getting started, a little sooner. But overall, I was pleased with how we performed.
We usually start off by talking about your offense, but last week, your defense pitched their first shutout of the season. Who are some of the guys on defense that you like to brag about?
Well, just kind of your the ones that have been standing out for most of the year. Your Jordan Pegram played well. Blake Brown continues to play outstanding. We also had Jamie Morris had a pick six, that was big. And then Keon Stallings is playing well as well.
Yeah, Jamie Morris, I was glad to see him get that pick six. I thought he was going to windmill his arm off during the celebration.
Yeah, it didn't look like his shoulder was bothering him too much there, the way he was winding that thing around. So hopefully he'll be good to go.
Our defensive coordinator, Alan Johnson, actually missed last Friday night's game with illness, and then your defense pitches a shutout. Is there any truth to the rumor that you're going to make him stay home from now on Friday nights?
No, there's no truth to that. Absolutely not. But, yeah, we missed him Friday night. I thought Coach Lovin stepped in and did a great job. The game plan was in. We were able to get the game plan in. Coach Johnson got sick last Thursday, missed practice, and then wasn't able to be at the game. It's this little illness that's going around that's hitting us all pretty hard right now.
It's good to have a guy like Coach Lovins, who's been a defensive coordinator before, who's able to step in there for Coach Johnson. I know you greatly appreciate him.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. He's a tremendous asset to us and to the defensive side and our staff as a whole. And, his experience as being a defense coordinator before, he was able to step in and, make the calls and fill that gap for Coach Johnson, who couldn't be there.
Let's talk about your offense. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, had another big game at quarterback, over 200 yards passing, 4 touchdown passes, 2 of which went for over 70 yards. How have you seen him grow so far over this season?
Well, I think he's just getting more and more comfortable, confident throwing the football. Obviously, he's building a chemistry with Q and Cortez and the other receivers. So I think it's just a comfort level that he's gaining. Every time he goes out, he gets more and more confident.
Coach, I've been watching Nettleton Raider football for a very long time, and I do not know that I've ever seen a team that has a better dual threat at receiver than Cortez Smith and Q Thompson. They both had big games again last Friday, 2 touchdowns apiece. Now, you've been a defensive coordinator yourself. What kind of problem does having 2 guys like that present to opposing defenses?
Well, it proposes a lot of problems, especially, we move those guys around, so you don't know where they're going to line up all the time. And, and it's just they play off each other really well. They complement each other really well. And, we've had some really good receivers here since I've been here. But I don't know that we've had 2 at the same time, the quality of Q and Cortez.
Let's talk about your players of the week. Last week, Coach, I know you always, you've gotten to where this season you name more than one player of the week. So let's talk about your offensive players of the week.
Yeah, this week we had Maddox Hampton, Keandre Pope, and then Colby Miller were our 3 outstanding offensive players. They all performed extremely well. Pope had 9 carries, 102 yards. You mentioned Maddox. He was 7 of 13 for 207 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then Colby was our highest graded out offensive lineman.
That Colby Miller kid comes from some very good stock genetically.
That's what I hear. I hear he comes from a good family, but I'll take your word on that.
Let's talk about your defensive players of the week. Who got that honor last week?
Well, we had Blake Brown. He continues to be our leading tackler. And then Keon Stallings and Jamie Morris. Those guys were our outstanding performers on the defensive side. And then you could throw Jordan Pregame in there. He's a handful every single week. Making sacks and tackles for loss. Just wreaks havoc for other offenses, and so those are our guys that really stood out for us.
Special teams players of the week, Coach.
Yeah, we had Joseph Newhung, who continues kind of a hot streak right now, made all of his extra points. And then I thought Antonio Alvarez kicked the football really well in kickoffs. And then Nathaniel Gonzalez continues to give great effort on special teams, went down, made a couple of tackles. And so those were our outstanding performers on special teams.
Coach, we've got a brand new opponent tonight. We have never in the history of our school played the Southside Southerners. I know that they are new to our conference. They're new to 5A. They're new to the 5A East. Heck, they're new to all of us here at Nettleton. What do you know about this team, the Southside Southerners?
Well, they're a solid football team. We saw them at team camp this summer. And so kind of a unique offense. They call it the gun wing tee. And so it can cause you some problems if you're not, prepared for it. They do a lot of different formations, really run the same plays, but just try to give you a lot of different looks. The kids are going to play hard, and get a good coaching staff, good school, good community, good support. So it's going to be it's a good addition for our conference, and it'll be a big challenge for us.
Now, a lot of times you can tell a lot about a team by how they performed against common opponents, and their one common opponent with us so far this year is Brooklyn, and I know you've probably broken down that game film. What did you learn about them in their game against Brooklyn? Well, they really defensively shut Brooklyn down, shut Brooklyn's running game down, held Joseph Wright in check for most of the game. So defensively speaking, statistically, it's going to be one of the top defenses that we faced all year. They're just sound in what they do. They tackle well. And then offensively, they're going to try to keep the ball away from you and play ball control football. So we got to be able to try to get them off the field and get our offense as many touches as possible. I'm going to let everybody kind of take a peek behind the curtain here. We always pretend like we're doing this conversation Friday before the game, but this is Wednesday afternoon when we film this. And here on Wednesday afternoon, your team is battling a bad case of the flu. How is that going, and how do you foresee it impacting the team Friday night? Well, we're hoping that, it hit us at the beginning of the week, so we're hoping to get everyone back. I mean, we've had coaches out. I've been out a day, just trying to, find a way. Coach Lovins has been out, with flu. We've had, Cortez and Q have both been out sick. We've had defensive guys, Miles, Brandon Alexander's been out all week. So we're hoping, though, that since it hit us at the beginning of the week, those guys will be back and ready to go by Friday night. Outside of the flu that's kind of ravaged our team, and hopefully everybody's healthy and well tonight, but outside of the flu, how are we doing health-wise? Well, other than just that, we're pretty healthy. We don't have any injuries to speak of. So hopefully we can just get over this flu bug and get everybody back. Coach, let's talk keys to victory. Besides overcoming the flu, what are the Raiders going to have to do tonight to move to 6-1? Well, we're going to have to make plays in the running game. I think they're going to try to take away the deep ball, I believe, and so we're going to have to be able to run the football and force their safeties to come down. And if we can do that, then we'll have an opportunity to take some shots over the top. And then defensively, we got to get them off the field on third down. They're pretty good at staying in manageable downs and controlling the clock. So we got to be able to get them off the field and get our offense as many touches as we can. Coach, this has been a very fun team to watch this season, and I'm glad we're getting another chance to watch them tonight. Good luck, and let's go get a win for Raider Nation. Let's do it. Go Raiders. Raider pride, brother.
Elite Eye Care has a new Jonesboro location that is now open at 2100 East Highland near the Old Indian Mall. Hey, it's Brandon Baxter, and the team at Elite Eye Care is who my family trusts for their personal eye care. Elite Eye Care specializes in eye care solutions for patients of all ages, and you can be assured that your family is cared for like their own. Schedule your appointment at EliteEyeCareAndOptical.com or call 972-6040. Elite Eye Care at 2100 East Highland in Jonesboro and at 1515 West Kings Highway in Paragould. Elite Eye Care. Your vision is our focus.
A few years ago, a friend of mine was going to town to have lunch with the president of a college that he supported. He was stopped for speeding, and the trooper asked for his driver's license, and Jim said, "I don't have my driver's license. They're in my billfold at home." The trooper asked why his billfold was at home. He said, "I'm having lunch with the college president, and the last thing you want to take with you is your billfold." Best price, best service. Glenn Sane, and God bless our kids.
Farmers and Merchants Bank announces the lobby of our new branch in Jonesboro is now open. The drive-thru is an MVP center with live video tellers 7 to 7 weekdays and 9 till noon on Saturdays. So in addition to our beautiful bank on Highland, you can also visit our new branch at the corner of Southwest Drive and Parker. More MVPs, more ATMs, more me banking at Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC.
Kids grow up so fast, and so has the Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic. This is our clinic's 10th year of creating healthier tomorrows for the kids in Northeast Arkansas. There's no need to cross the river or hit the highway for your cardiology or diabetes needs. Road trips are for fun, not for health care. The team at Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic is celebrating by doing what we always do, giving your kids more time to be kids. Learn more at archildrens.org/Jonesboro.
Nettleton High School Athletics is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Paragould and Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
Hello, I'm estate planning and other law attorney Chad Oldham. More and more often today, I hear clients tell me that the only thing golden about the golden years is that it takes all the gold to grow old. Don't be a victim of rising healthcare and nursing home costs. Be prepared. Have a plan. Contact us today to find out how we help our clients protect and preserve assets for family and future generations. The Oldham Law Firm, 603 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, or visit us on the web at oldhamlawfirm.com.
We welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. We are at Batesville. We are in Southside, actually, tonight. Southerner Stadium, Southside, Arkansas. We are about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Tonight it's the Nettleton Raiders versus the Southside Southerners. The Raiders come into this game 5-1 on the season, 2-1 in conference. Conference 5A East is the conference in which the Nettleton Raiders compete. Nettleton defeated Mountain Home 49-39, Pocahontas 26-21, Blytheville 30-25. Then they one loss on the season. They were defeated by Batesville 34-28. Bounced back the week after and defeated Brooklyn 49-20, and then they beat Paragould last week 35-0. At this point in the pregame show, I always like to go over the Raiders' history against their opponents. Well, there is no history to tell you about tonight. This is the first time that these two teams have ever met. So let's do this instead. Let's talk about common opponents and compare scores. My junior high football coach, the legend, Coach Pat Hawk, he used to tell us, he'd say, "Hey, man, do not compare scores." Well, with apologies to the late, great Coach Hawk, I'm going to compare scores. There are two common opponents that these two teams share, Pocahontas and Brooklyn. Nettleton beat Pocahontas 26-21. Southside lost to Pocahontas 28-7, so advantage Nettleton. Nettleton beat Brooklyn 49-20. Southside also beat Brooklyn 28-3. Nettleton beat the Bearcats by 29 points. Southside beat them by 25. So advantage Nettleton, but not so fast, my friend. Southside's defense held Brooklyn to 17 fewer points than Nettleton did. So I would give Nettleton an advantage there, but only a slight advantage. Overall, if you're into comparing scores, Nettleton has the advantage tonight. But like the great Coach Pat Hawk always said, don't ever compare scores, man. That's why they play the game, and that's what we're going to do tonight in just about 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Tell you what, right now we'll take a brief 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the kickoff. It's Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Keith Baird with Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
For me, rice farming isn't a profession. It's been my life for more than 30 years. And as owner of Delaplane Seed, I've been the region's Rice Tech leader for more than a decade. Every planting season, I'm in the fields right along with you, and we're figuring out how to make sure bushels mean dollars together. From selecting your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery and one-on-one consultation, I'd like to help your rice fields see more profit this season. I'm Terry Gray at Delaplane Seed. Call me today at 870-249-3447, and let's talk about your best rice options.
Tired of slow internet? Feel like you're stuck in the old days? It's time to catch up with Empower, delivered by Craighead Electric.
Thanks to Empower, you don't have to wait for high-speed internet. Our new cutting-edge technology makes our services more reliable and faster than the competition. Call 870-336-0999 to check internet availability in your area. That's 870-336-0999. Empower, high-speed internet for your neck of the woods.
Have you had to pay for costly repairs to your AC unit all summer long? More Air Conditioning will give you a trade-in value or buy back a recent repair up to $1,000. Plus, we have financing available and lifetime replacement warranties on new systems. But hurry before the new government regulations take effect. Call More Air Conditioning today, a Google guaranteed company, at 870-336-2023, or visit us at moreac.com.
You deserve more, don't settle for less.
And we welcome you back to Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. You've tuned in to the First National Bank pregame show, brought to you by First National Bank, where they put you first. Always. We are about 5.5 minutes away from kickoff. I'm sure glad that you're spending your Friday night tuned in to Raider Football on Nettleton Television. By the way, if you'd like to support Nettleton Television, if you appreciate what we do, the broadcast, we're selling T-shirts. You can go to our Nettleton TV Facebook page and click on the link and buy some T-shirts. We're offering sweatshirts, long sleeve T-shirts, short sleeve T-shirts, and all the money raised will go to help our program. We are in need of some new equipment. The equipment that we got's good equipment, but it's wearing out, and we could use a new computer. We could use a new camera, and it would help us if you could help out to that. So definitely order a NTV T-shirt. You got just another week or so in order to do so. If you appreciate NTV, please support. The Raiders are dressed in all white tonight. Their away uniforms, white jerseys and white pants. The Southerners from Southside are decked out in all navy blue. So it should be easy to tell the two teams apart. If you're watching on YouTube, the captains are going out to do the coin toss as we speak. It is a beautiful night here at Southside, 78 degrees and clear. Going to be a low of 56. It's just perfect football weather. And good night to be out supporting the Raiders. The starters for Nettleton. We'll start on the offensive line. Moving left to right, Kylan Gates, a left tackle. Left guard is Ian Landrum. The center is Zach Davis. The right guard, Kobe Miller. And the right tackle is Garrett Campbell. And Jacob, I think you agree with me when I say the offensive line, they've been very good this year.
Yes, sir. They've been some warriors in the trenches.
The tight end for Nettleton is Caleb Tedder. That's another warrior in the trench right there. If we need him to block, he'll block. We need him to go out and catch a pass, he'll do that as well. Very good special teams player, Caleb Tedder. He is starting tight end. The receivers are Curtis Smith, Braylon King, and Q Thompson. Boy, that's three awfully good receivers. And it looks like correct me if I'm wrong, but Southside has won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. Is that the way you saw it?
That's what I saw.
All right, so Nettleton will be receiving the opening kickoff, and they will be moving right to left on your radio dial. Let's talk about the skill guys a little bit more. Curtis Smith, what a season that young man has had. 565 yards receiving. 371 yards rushing, 125 yards passing, 17 touchdowns. And that's just after 6 weeks of playing. He scored 2 touchdowns last week, and it's almost like he had an off night. That's how good of a season that Curtis has had. Q Thompson, you can say the same thing about him. Our leading receiver, 31 receptions, 615 yards, 10 touchdowns. Just an incredible season both of those guys have had. The quarterback is Maddox Hampton. Maddox is a sophomore, but, boy, he has not been playing like a sophomore. He has had a really good season. On the year, he is throwing 64%, 65 for 102, 1,208 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The Mad Dog has been very good this year. And joining him in the backfield, the running back is Keandre Pope. Keandre has 101 carries, 542 yards, and 1 touchdown, and that is the Raiders starters on offense. The defensive starters, let's start with the defensive line, and let's start with big number 90, Jordan Pegram, the All-State defensive end, has 44 tackles on the season, 9 of them for loss, has 5 sacks, and that leads the team. And here come the Raiders. They're looking sharp in their white uniforms, gold helmets. It's a great day to be a Raider, and those guys are looking sharp. Jordan Pegram wears number 90, and he's a starting defensive end. About a minute and 30 to kickoff. Cam Phillips starts at defensive tackle. He is the murder man, as we like to call him, and boy, he has a killer instinct on the line for sure. 32 tackles, 4 of them for loss. Big, strong guy, quick off the ball, Cam Phillips. Caden Newsom starting tonight on the line as well, and so is Keon Stallings. Keon has 37 tackles on the year, 4 sacks. He's just a sophomore. He is something special, but he is really going to be a good football player. Blake Brown, the other All-State selection on the defensive side of the field. Of course, Ryan Pugh, All-State, but he has graduated. But Blake Brown is the returning All-State player. He has 63 tackles on the year. That leads all the Raiders. 8 of them for loss, 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery. Kylan Shelton is a nickelback. He has 7 tackles for a loss on the season. That's the 3rd best on the team. The other inside linebacker, is Cohen Liggins. The defensive secondary got a new starter tonight, Isaac Black. Brandon Alexander is under the weather, unable to be here. Isaac Black, the sophomore, will be getting his first varsity start. His counterpart on the other side of the field, starting at cornerback, is senior Derek Island. And the safeties are Miles Williams and Jamie Morris. Jamie had a pick 6 last week. And he is the carpenter. Why do they call him the carpenter, Jacob?
Because he continues to lay.
Will receive the opening kickoff. Beautiful field here. Nice turf, and they have a fancy video scoreboard. Coach Chris Ellis, the assistant superintendent. It's a short kick, almost an onside kick. It's fielded by Jordan Pegram at the 40-yard line. He takes a knee, and that's where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. Just a really short kickoff there.
It was, and I would have liked to see Jordan Pegram try to return that one. That would have been fun to watch.
I'll tell you, Jordan, he can run.
He sure can.
Would have loved to seen him make a house call on that one. And the Raiders are going to work offensively. Maddox Hampton, the sophomore signal caller, and man, he's good. He's in the backfield with the Pope. 1 receiver to the left. That's Q Thompson. 1 wide right. That's Curtis Smith. He gives it to the Pope. Pope runs right side. Has about a gain of 5, it looks like, and it's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders.
And that was a good run by Pope. Found the hole, and a really physical run by Keandre. He's been a physical runner all year.
Running behind Kobe Miller, Ian Landrum there on the right side. Of course, Zach Davis, the center. He's always in the mix. Curtis Smith in at quarterback now with the Pope in the backfield with him. In motion is Q Thompson. Fakes to Thompson. Curtis is going to run it himself, and he's brought down near the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders.
And there was not a lot of running room there for Cortez. Usually he can make some running room and just none there as he met by the line of scrimmage.
So it's 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders. The Raiders have actually more passing yards this year than do running yards. Let's see if the Mad Dog goes to the air right here. Maddox Hampton back behind center in the shotgun. Keandre Pope moves over to his right side. In motion is Caleb Tedder. Mad Dog dropping straight back to pass. It is complete to Curtis Smith. He has a 1st down. Moved the chains. A gain of about 10. It's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders, and they are in Southerners territory at the 46-yard line.
And that was a great pass by Maddox Hampton. He threw that ball like a dart right to Cortez's hands, and he hauled it in for a great gain.
So 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton back to work. He's got 2 receivers spread to his left. He passes to one of them, to Curtis Smith. Curtis is still moving forward, still on his feet, moving the pile. He goes down at the 40-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of about 7, second down and 3 for the Raiders.
And Cortez there just really playing physical. I mean, he has that dog in him there, and what a catch and run by Cortez Smith.
So second down and 3 for this Raider offense. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. First possession. A.D. Burnett in motion. They give to the Pope. The Pope looking for a hole, does not find it. Boy, this defensive line for Southside is really good. Gained a couple of yards. It's going to be third down and 1.
And this defensive line is not giving any running room, but I think that's fixing to change as we bring in this big, heavy package.
Excuse me. Third down and 1. Cortez Smith, the quarterback, and you're right, the heavy package is in there. Jordan Pegram. I think that's Keon Stallings I see out there as well, besides Kylan Gates. I bet they run behind those guys. They do indeed. Cortez Smith, he's got the first down and brought down after a gain of several, maybe 4, maybe 5. Kind of hard for me to see right now because of the Nettleton Raider 10th there, but I do see him moving the chains. First down, Cortez Smith.
And I feel like I could run behind those guys. Those are great blockers, but Cortez ran really physical and got the first down.
Yeah, you're right, Jacob. They brought in that heavy package there, and there's some hosses on that left side of the line, and they paved the way for that first down. Maddox Hampton back to work. Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. Mad Dog, little shovel pass to Cortez Smith. Cortez makes a move. He's still on his feet, runs across the 25-yard line of the Southerners. He is got a Raider first down. Gain of about 11 on the play. Nifty little shuffle pass there from the Mad Dog to Cortez.
And Cortez put on his dance moves and made a great run after catch. Great job, Cortez Smith.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders, and here's where we're going to be dealing with that tent. Hopefully you can see the action at home. We're doing the best that we can to bring you the action. Mad Dog Hampton, high snap, gives it to the Pope. The Pope shucks a tackler, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a little bit, maybe a gain of 1, maybe 2. We'll call it second down and 9 for the Raiders. Ball on the 22-yard line. .750 on the clock and ticking. We're in the first quarter. We're scoreless. This is Nettleton's first possession of the game. Mad Dog with Cortez and Pope both in the backfield with him. He's going to pass. It is complete to Q Thompson. Q Thompson moving forward, and he is brought down after a gain of about 5 to 6 yards. It's going to be third down and a long 3 for the Raiders.
That's another great physical run. The Raiders are playing very physical tonight and breaking tackles and getting some extra yards.
Third down and 4 for the Raiders. Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hits. Thankfully, the Texas Rattlesnake is nowhere to be seen. Cortez Smith is, however, he is the quarterback. The shot from the Wildcat, he's runs up the middle, should be close to a first down, and they're moving the chains. That's a first down for the Raiders. Cortez needed 4. I believe he got about 5.5. So first down and 10 for the Raiders. Ball on the 12-yard line. Hampton back at quarterback. He's got Cortez and Q Thompson both spread out wide right. In motion is Q Thompson. He gives it to the Pope. Pope runs off right tackle. He's brought down in the backfield. Good tackle for a loss there by Southside's number 30, Andrew Plummer. I said tackle for a loss. I believe he did get back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be second down and 10 for the Raiders. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, in the shotgun. Keandre Pope rotates over to his right side. Cortez Smith spread out far to the right. Maddox is going to pass, looking for Cortez. It's complete. Cortez battling for the end zone, comes up just a little bit short. It's inside the 5-yard line. I believe he's going to be marked down at about the 2-yard line, it looks like. Let's see if that's a first down. Actually, it's short of the first downs. Actually, it is a first down. It's going to be first down and goal to go from about the 3-yard line. Forgive me if I'm not being very precise and telling you where the ball is where they are and where I am is kind of hard to see. Cortez Smith in the gun. He's going to run it himself. Battling for the end zone, he stops short. A lot of navy blue shirts. A host of Southerners, I would even say a plethora of Southerners making the stop.
What is a plethora, Mr. Miller?
El Guapo, I do not have the education that you do. But it looked like a plethora to me. Second down and goal to go from the 3-yard line. Cortez Smith from the gun. Wildcat formation. Cortez is going to run it himself. He made a cut and went down to his knee. Turf a little bit slick out there, looked like. And it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards on the play. So it's going to be third down and goal to go. Ball is at the 5-yard line. Third down and goal to go. Ball at the 5. Cortez Smith still in at quarterback, and boy, you got to give credit to that Southside defensive line. They have done a good job of stuffing this Raider rushing attack. Cortez rolls out to the right, looking to pass. It is intercepted in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone by Southside. That is number 5, Pierce Duncan, and that is a tough break for the Raiders. I like the play call. Cortez rolled to his right. They were looking for a run, I'm sure, and Cortez definitely capable of passing the ball, and looked like he was looking for Tedder over there, but overthrew him, and nice catch over there by Pierce Duncan, and it's going to be a touchback, first down and 10 for the Southerners, and that's a tough break for the Raiders.
It sure is. A series of unfortunate events.
So the quarterback, his name is Duncan, Chase Duncan. We think that's Pierce Duncan's brother. And the play is whistled dead. It's a dead ball penalty. Let's see what the problem was. It's going to be offsides against the Raiders. So I guess somebody was either lined up in the neutral zone or they jumped across sides. In any event, it is first down and 5 for the Southerners. Duncan in the backfield. The Southerners run a gun wing offense. They give to the running back, number 20, running right side. He has first down yardage. Finally, he's brought down near sideline. Miles Williams on the stop. Blake Brown also on the stop. Kylan Shelton in the mix as well. First and 10 for Batesville. That's Kobe Harris, number 20. First and 10 for Batesville. The ball is on their own 37-yard line. Duncan and Harris in the backfield. Duncan, the quarterback. He's going to run it himself, running the left side, and he is brought down. Blake Brown in on the stop. Also, Keon Stallings. Going to be a gain of about 3. Second down is 7.
And that was a good stop by Blake Brown. Came downhill fast and found Chase Duncan really quickly for a short stop of 3 yards.
3:38 on the clock. We're in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Nettleton had a long, sustained drive, but unfortunately had a turnover, an interception in the end zone. Batesville now with the ball. Chase Duncan gives to number 1. That's Seth Case. Seth Case running the left side. He's got a first down. He is dashing down the sidelines. He's shoved out of bounds by Cohen Liggins at about the 40-yard line of the Raiders. So they're in Nettleton territory, and Seth Case showing some good speed there.
He sure did, and he hit that outside really quickly and found the sideline. What a run by Seth Case.
So first and 10, Southside on the Raider 40-yard line. Chase Duncan, the quarterback. He's got one receiver spread out wide to the right, 2 to the left in this gun wing offense. And the play is whistled dead. dead ball foul. Let's see what it is. It's going to be illegal motion against against Southside. And it's going to be first down and 15. My apologies to our friends from Southside. I understand they don't want to be called Batesville Southside. I'll do my best not to do that tonight. Southside, somebody made some illegal motion. First down and 15 now for the Southerners. 3:14 on the clock. Chase Duncan, the quarterback, from the shotgun. He gives to his running back. That's Harris, and Harris is tackled right about the line of scrimmage. Cohen Liggins and Kylan Shelton in on the stop for the Raiders. Gain of maybe 1.5. We'll call it second down and 14 for the Southerners.
And that's a good stop by Cohen and Kylan. Both of them have played some outstanding first half of season.
Yeah, good football players, both of them. Cohen Liggins is a sophomore. Kylan Shelton is a junior. These guys have started every game that they've been healthy. Chase Duncan, he gives it to Seth Case. Seth Case cuts in quickly, and he is tripped up in the backfield by Keon Stallings. Falls forward, maybe to the line of scrimmage. Gains a yard, we'll call it. It's going to be third down and 13 for Southside, and here's a big third down situation for these Raiders.
It sure is, and good stop by Keon. He is a outstanding sophomore. He played really good all season and made a great shoestring tackle to trip up Seth Case.
Nettleton with a four-man front. Duncan, the quarterback, Kobe Harris in the backfield with him, the running back. They got three wide receivers spread out wide to the right. You would think it would be a passing down, and it is. Rolling to his right is Duncan. Pass is complete. Complete to number 3, Kenan Chafin. Needed 13, got about 16. That's a first down. First down Southside, and they are moving the chains on this Raider defense. 1:27 remaining in the first quarter. We are scoreless here at Southside. Nettleton with a good drive, but they threw an interception into the end zone, and that has given Southside the ball back. Duncan with two running backs in the backfield with him. Gives to number 34, and he is tackled by Keon Stallings and Blake Brown at the Nettleton 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 1, second down and 9.
That's a good stop by our defensive line. They play hard, and they got that stop quick. They opened it up. Great stop by our defensive line.
So second down and 9 for Batesville, and they are nearing the Raider red zone. Ball on the 25. Seth Case in motion. Gives number 23. That's Calhoun. Calhoun is tackled by Cohen Liggins. Blake Brown made initial contact, tripped him up. Gain of about a yard. It's going to be third down and 8. Another big third down situation for this Raider defense. Now, at this point in the game, at this point on the field, you would think it would be 4-down situation. Definitely 4-down situation, 4-down territory for the Southerners. Clock is at 6 seconds, and I believe they're just going to let it roll to the end of the first quarter. That's what they do. The end of the first quarter, we're scoreless at Southside. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Save $100 instantly at Plaza Tire Service when you purchase a set of 4 in-stock Mickey Thompson Baja Legend EXP off-road tires. That's instant savings today at Plaza Tire Service. Plus, you can make the purchase easy on your wallet with a Plaza Tire Service credit card or one of our no-credit-needed financing solutions. Now's the time to outfit your truck or SUV with a great set of go-anywhere, do-anything Mickey Thompson Baja Legend EXP off-road tires and save $100 instantly, exclusively at Plaza Tire Service.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We're just starting the second quarter, and we are scoreless here at Southside. The Southerners and the Raiders playing for the first time in history. Nettleton lost the coin toss. Batesville won the coin toss. They elected to defer their option to the second half. Nettleton received the opening kickoff, drove it down. They had it first and goal, I believe, at the 3-yard line. Got pushed back a couple of plays, went for a pass, and was intercepted in the end zone. Southside now with the ball. 3rd down and 8 for the Southerners. Chase Duncan, the quarterback. 3 receivers spread out wide to the right. Seth Case, the running back in the backfield with him, and man, he is a dandy. Chase Duncan looking to pass. Under pressure, it's a screen, and he is hit immediately. The ball is complete, but he is hit immediately by Cohen Liggins. Cohen Liggins said, "How do you do, Mrs. Wiley?" No gain on the play, and number 44, he sniffed that screen right out.
He sure did. That's great play recognition by Cohen Liggins. He just gets there, he saw the screen pass, and brought him down. That's a great play. Number 44, Cohen Liggins.
Cohen Liggins laid the wood. So it's 4th down and 8 for the Southerners, and they are going to go for it. 4th down and 8. Ball is on the 23-yard line of the Raiders. Chase Duncan and Lewis Calhoun in the backfield with him, and they have elected to take a timeout. Timeout Southside. We will take the timeout with them with 11:18 remaining in the second quarter. We're scoreless here at Southside. Back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Don't let your credit stop you from getting your next vehicle. Drive your deal to the max at a dealer financing you. Automax of Jonesboro. Hi folks, Craig Stone here. If you need to upgrade your ride, don't worry about your past. Come to Automax. At Automax, we have financing to fit your budget with affordable monthly payments and low down payments. Give us a call at 870-934-9200 or speed up your approval by applying online at automaxjonesboro.com. And hey, we buy cars too, even if you don't buy ours. So if you're looking to buy new, give us a chance to buy yours and ensure you get the most out of your trade-in. Automax, financing you.
And we welcome you back to Southerner Stadium, Southside, Arkansas, on the south side of Batesville in Independence County. We're scoreless here in the second quarter, 11:18 on the clock. It's 4th down and 8 for Southside, and they are electing to go for it. The ball on the Nettleton 23-yard line. They're not going for a field goal. They're going to try to get the 8 yards the old-fashioned way. So big 4th down situation right here. The quarterback is Chase Duncan. He's got Lewis Calhoun in the backfield with him. Duncan rolling to his left. He's looking to pass. Under pressure, throws it. It's complete inside the 5-yard line to number 7. That is Blaine Warden, and it's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Southside. Big 4th down conversion for the Southerners, as Duncan, little rolling to his left, and he threw to his right. A little throwback. Good catch over there by Blaine Warden. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for the Southerners on the 1-yard line. See if maybe we can't get a turnover of our own here. They give to Harris, He's running up the middle. He stopped short of the 1st down. Kylan Shelton there leading the tackle and pulling him back. Also in on the stop for Nettleton is Danny Gary. So it's going to be 2nd down and goal to go from about the 1-foot line, it looks like. Duncan, the quarterback, he gives to 23, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Southerners.
And that's a good run by Louis Calhoun. He found the hole up the middle and just punched it in. He was less than a yard out. What a run, Louis Calhoun. Southside strikes first with 10:18. It's 6-0 Southside.
So Southside going for the PAT kick. That's Brandon Lopez, who is out to try to make it a 7-0 game. Snap is low. The kick is good. However, the play is whistled dead. There's a flag on the field. Let's see what the problem is. Dead ball foul. It's offsides against the Raiders. since it's a dead ball foul, they're going to have to redo it. I guess they'll go half the distance to the goal. Going to make about a difference of a yard and a half. So they will re-kick the field goal. It actually worked out for the Raiders. He's going to have to kick it again. That young man looked like he had plenty of leg. And Jacob, looking at that goalpost there, it looks like it's a little bit wider than it should be at the top. The poles are kind of stretched out just a little bit. Let's see if that comes into play here tonight. Lopez, the kicker. Southside with a 6-0 lead. Lopez trying to make it 7. The kick is partially blocked, and it's no good. I did not see who blocked it. I think it might have been Miles Williams, but I'm not 100% sure. But the PAT is blocked. Did you see who blocked that?
I think it will. Miss Lindsay thinks it's Pregame.
Well, I'll go with her. I will go with what she said. Miss Pregame. Miss Miller. That's my wife. It's not Miss Pregame. Miss Lindsay Miller says that Jordan Pregame blocked the PAT. That's what we'll go with. So, good break for the Raiders, and with 10:18 remaining in the second quarter, Batesville has, I'm so sorry, Southside has a 6-0 lead. Hey, make sure that you close out your night with the Kavanaugh Auto Group Friday Night Lights scoreboard show. My buddy Will Oswald has all the scores for you as soon as they go final. And he's going to be talking with coaches and broadcasters around the area. Who knows? He may even be having a conversation with the TMC. That's the Friday Night Lights scoreboard show tonight on the Ticket Radio Network. Here at Southside in Independence County, the Southerners have a 6-0 lead over the Raiders with 10:18 remaining in the second quarter. Lopez on to kick off for the Southerners. Last kick was basically a high onside kick, just a looping about a 15, 20-yard kick fielded by Jordan Pregame. See if he kicks it further this time. Again, another short kick. It's fielded on the far sideline. Cohen Liggins was there, but he's not the Raider that made the catch. That is
Q Thompson.
Q Thompson who made the catch over there. And so the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. So the Raider offense, who moved the ball very well against Southside, unfortunately they were picked off. Interception in the end zone. Batesville got the ball and marched it down and scored. 6-0 the score. Mad Dog's going to pass. He's looking deep down the middle. It is intercepted, and actually it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted there by the Southerner, and I thought it was number 11.
I think you're right.
Number 11, I don't have his.
I
don't have that young man on my roster.
Savion Hall.
Savion Hall, okay. Savion Hall just nearly picked it off. Thankfully, he didn't, and it is incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton in the gun. 2 receivers spread wide left, 2 wide right. Gives to the Pope, Keandre Pope. Gains a couple of 3 yards before he is brought down. It's going to be 3rd down and, we'll call it 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton in the gun. He's got 4 receivers spread wide to his left. Braylon King to his right. He's dropping straight back to pass. Looking downfield. Under a little bit of pressure. Directing traffic. Flag on the play, and he's brought down in the backfield. It's going to be a quarterback sack for Southside, Blaine Warden. But there is I did see some fabric flying earlier. And I believe I might have just imagined that because I don't see any flag laying anywhere. Saw something fly through the air. So it's going to be 4th down for the Raiders, and they're sending the punt team out. Curtis Smith is going to be punting. And back deep is number 3, Chafin. Low snap. He feels it and punts it. Gets not very much yardage on the punt, and it gets a Southside roll. Whew, mercy. The ball landed about the 50-yard line and started rolling backwards. It took couple of seconds before the Raiders could get to it. So the Southside Southerners are going to take over 1st and 10 at the Raider 45-yard line after a short punt by Curtis Smith. So the Raiders right now look like a team who has been ravaged by the flu this week, to be honest with you. Southside takes their offensive unit back out on the field. The Raider faithful trying to give the defense some encouragement, saying, come on, D. The quarterback is Chase Duncan. He's in the gun, and he's going to run it himself. Bounces out right side. He's hit in the backfield by Kylan Shelton, able to escape Kylan, makes it back to the line of scrimmage before he is brought down. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10. I believe that was Jordan Pegram in on the stop.
It was Jordan Pegram and Jamie Morris.
Jamie Morris, the carpenter.
It was a good stop by the duo.
Yep, no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. 8:30 on the clock. We're in the second quarter. Southerners lead 6-0 over the Raiders. Standing at the 50-yard line is the quarterback, Duncan. And he gives to number 34, the wingback, and he's got some positive yardage. He's down across the 40 to the 36-yard line. That's close to a 1st down, but short. It's going to be 3rd down and about a yard for the 1st. That was Isaac Wallace, the ball carrier. So 3rd down and 1 for the Southerners. The quarterback, Chase Duncan, in the gun. Gives to Seth Case, and he is met immediately by Jordan Pegram. Stopped short of the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss. Tackle for a loss by Jordan Pegram. Big play by number 90. It's going to bring up 4th down and 2 for the Southerners.
That's a good stop by Pegram. Pegram was there as soon as the ball was handed off and just plowed him to the ground. What a stop by Pegram.
That's what you call blowing a play up right there. Good job by the All-State defensive lineman Jordan Pegram. So it's going to be 4th down and 2, and Batesville elects to go for it. Well, it's actually closer to 3, 4th down and 3. Another stop by this Raider defensive line is needed right here. 4th and 3, and now there's offside. I believe that's offsides against the offense. Flags are flying, but I believe that the tight end moved, and he did. That's illegal motion. So instead of 4th and 3, it's going to be 4th down and 8, and the ball is on the Raider 42-yard line, and I think that's going to be enough for them to send their punting team out. That's exactly what they're doing. Southerners are going to punt, so a good stop by the Raider defense. Curtis Smith is back deep. Boy, I'd like to see him bust one right here. 6:50, turn the momentum back our way. 6:50 to play in the first half. Southerners are leading 6-0. The punt is up. It's a high punt, angling toward the far sideline. Takes a Nettleton Raider bounce and goes out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, and that's where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 with 6:36 remaining in the second quarter. The Raider offense, they hustle out on the field, and 6:36 remaining in the half. The Raiders need to score here before intermission. Nettleton will be kicking off at the beginning of the third quarter. So Maddox Hampton in the gun. He's got Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. Maddox gives to the Pope. Pope running off right tackle. And he is stopped by a bunch of blue jerseys at about the 27-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 11 for the Raiders, 1st down.
And just phenomenal running by Keandre Pope and great blocking by that right side of the offensive line. Colby Miller, Garrett Campbell opened up that hole. Good job, Pope. Good job, Garrett Campbell and Colby Miller.
So they stopped the clock at 6:24 long enough to set the chains. 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. Curtis Smith is in at quarterback, and they blow the play dead. It's going to be illegal motion against the Raiders. So it was 1st and 10 at the 28. It's going to be 1st and 15 at the 23 now, as that flag flies and the infraction was against the good guys. Maddox Hampton, number 18 on your scorecard, number 1 in Summer Hampton's heart. He trots back out on the field. He's in the shotgun. It's 1st down and 15 for the Raiders. The Mad Dog with the Pope to his right. He's got Q Thompson spread out wide to the left. 3 receivers wide to the right, including Curtis Smith. Gives to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope makes a move and gets about 10 of those yards back. Good run there by Keandre Pope. Was 1st and 15. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 6.
And great run again by Pope. Pope found the hole off that right side offensive line. He's finding his groove over there. Great blocking. Great run. Good job, Pope.
Cortez, 2nd down and 6. Cortez Smith in at quarterback. 3 receivers spread wide to his right. He's going to run to his right. Cortez looking for a hole. Not finding any. But he does get a couple of positive yards. It's going to be a gain of, we'll call it a gain of 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Raiders.
And just not a lot of running room there, but he took what he could with what he had. Good run by Cortez Smith.
Maddox Hampton back out there. It's 3rd down and 3 for the Raiders. Ball on the Nettleton 35-yard line. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton in the gun. Keandre Pope to his right side. Cortez Smith spread out wide to the right. Q Thompson wide to the left. Got that heavy package in on that left side, but they're going to pass. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted once again by number 7, and he is going to take it to the house. He's at the 5. He's into the end zone. That is Blaine Worden with a pick 6, and it's 12-0 Southerners.
And what an interception there. Maddox Hampton tried to lob it over him. He got up and got a hand on it, and that hand was all he needed. What a catch by number 7, Blaine Worden.
So with 4:23 remaining here in the second quarter, Southside's opened up a 2-score lead over the Raiders. A couple of costly interceptions for the Raiders has been the difference in this game. They had it 3rd down at 1st and goal from about the 3. On 3rd and goal, that same series, they threw an interception in the end zone, and right there, a pick 6. It looks like they're going to be going for 2, which is a smart call. Duncan, the quarterback, in the gun, rolling to his right, looking to pass. Under pressure from Jordan Pegram, heaves it, and it is incomplete. Incomplete. Intended for number 18, and it's broken up over there by the Carpenter, Jamie Morris. So with 4:23 remaining in the second quarter, your score is now Southerners 12, Nettleton 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Halloween is just around the corner, so make American-made General Store your ultimate candy stop. The name says it all. Everything you see in our store is manufactured in America, including our candy. Come in today and get your new shipment of gummy eyeballs, gummy body parts, choo-choo pumpkins, and chocolate-covered Halloween pretzels. American-made General carries over 5,000 American-made products from almost every state. Come shop one of our locations in Pocahontas, Brooklyn, Rogersville, and Conway for your next trick or treat.
And we welcome you back to Southerner Stadium. Craig Miller and Jacob Linderman up here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position. Get better with Baptist. Bad news so far, Raider fans. The Southerners have a 12-0 lead over Nettleton with 4:23 remaining in the second quarter. A couple of costly turnovers led to the Pioneers scoring, and Nettleton needing to get back on track. They got 4 minutes and 23 seconds in which to do so before the halftime intermission. Lopez on to kick off for the Southerners. The referees getting ready. They blow the whistle, and we are ready for the kickoff. It's a onside kick. Takes a bounce, goes out of bounds, and luckily it did go out of bounds because that would have been a successful onside kick otherwise. So it's going to be First and 10 Raiders. Good field position this time. It looks like they're going to be starting at about the 44-yard line, I believe. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Yeah, 44-yard line. They hadn't set it just yet. They're trying to ascertain where it went out of bounds. And now then they're saying at the 49-yard line. This will be first and 10 Raiders from the 49-yard line. So they got 51 yards to go. 4 minutes and 23 seconds in which to do so. The Mad Dog, Matty Sampton in the gun. The Pope on his right side. Curtis Smith spread out wide to the right, along with two other receivers, Q Thompson and Caleb Tedder. It gives to the Pope. Pope runs up the middle, and he is brought down inside Southerner territory. It's going to be second down and 7 after a gain of 3 by Keandre Pope.
And a pretty good blocking scheme there. That left side opened up a hole, but they had a great run coverage, but good little run by Keandre Pope.
Clock is at 3:56 and ticking. The Mad Dog, Maddox Sampton, in the gun. He passes to Q Thompson, far sideline. Q gains a couple of yards. It's going to be third down and 5 for Nettleton. And the Raiders, actually I believe that's an official's timeout for injury. It sure is. There is a Raider down on the far sideline. And let's see who that is. That may be Q, but I can't get a good look.
I think you're right.
So that is bad news for the Raiders for sure. Q is lying down on the far sideline, and the training staff is there checking on him, as well as Coach Stephen Hampton. So we'll hope that Q is all right, and tell you what, let's take a 30-second break while they check on him. 3:34 remaining in the second quarter. 12-0 Southerners. Back in 30 with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Now you can enjoy the great taste of Japan in downtown Jonesboro. Bamboo Japanese Cuisine has all your favorites, from steak and chicken to seafood and sushi. Bamboo also has house poke bowls, or you can build your own bowl. Bamboo Japanese Cuisine with hibachi, sushi, and seafood is open Monday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and discounts are available for students. So stop by and dine in with us, or log on to bamboojapanesecuisine.com and like them on Facebook. Bamboo Japanese Cuisine on the corner of Main and Huntington in downtown Jonesboro.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Is 12-0 Southerners. 3:34 remaining in the second quarter. Q Thompson, the injured Raider. The good news is he's walking off the field on his own power. Seems to be walking kind of slowly, but he is walking off the field under his own power, and that's good news. So I have a feeling that Q will be back. Fred Adkins into the game for the Raiders. He spread out wide right. It's third down and 5. The Mad Dog, Maddox Sampton, in the gun. He's got 4 receivers spread wide left, looking to throw wide left, under pressure, flushed out of the pocket, trying to run for the first down, and he is brought down right at the first down marker. Let's see what kind of spot they give him. It's going to be a little bit short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Raiders. And now then Coach Hampton has a decision to make. Do you go for it on 4th and 1? Or do you punt the ball away? 3:04 remaining in the second quarter, and the Raiders are going to go for it. Curtis Smith in the shotgun. Wildcat formation, heavy right side. That's where he's running. He's got the first down and a couple of extra yards on top. Good call by Coach Hampton and a good call by Coach Wilson. Move the chains, first down Raiders.
And that's a good run. Great blocking. That heavy package always seems to work, and there it is again. Showing off. Great run, Curtis Smith.
So it's 1st and 10 Raiders. Ball on the 37-yard line of the Southerners. 3 receivers spread out wide left. Maddox Hampton, the quarterback. He's got Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. He's on his left hip. Looks back to the sideline to get the play call. He gives to the Pope. Pope running right up the middle. Busts through, finds a hole, and has some first down yardage. It's a gain of 11. First down Raiders.
And great run by Keandre Pope. That blocking scheme is paying off. That right side opened up a hole, followed by a pulling Kylan Gates. Those are men you want to run behind. Great run, Keandre Pope. Great blocking, O-line.
So it's 1st and 10 Raiders. Ball on the Southside 26-yard line. The Mad Dog in the gun with the Pope back there with him. Again, he gives to the Pope. Pope running off the right side. Finds the edge, is shoved out of bounds near the first down stick. He's got, I believe he's got first down yardage, but we'll see how they spot it. It is. It's another first down for the Raiders. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for Nettleton, and they are in the Southside red zone. The going out of bounds stops the clock at 1:47. And the ball is on the 16-yard line of Southside. Mad Dog gives the ball to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope looking for a crease. He falls forward inside the 10-yard line. 1:39 on the clock. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Ball on the 12-yard line. Nettleton has 3 timeouts. They sure don't want to leave Southside with any time. 1:21 remaining here in the second quarter. Maddox Hampton from the gun. He gets to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope running right side, and he is brought down at about the 7-yard line. Gain of a couple. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what that's all about. It's going to be against the Raiders. Holding against the Raiders. And, boy, that's a tough break for the Raiders right there. A holding call in the red zone is really, really detrimental to the cause for sure. So they will back it up 10, and it's going to be 2nd down and 16 for Nettleton. The ball is on the 22-yard line. 12-0, Southside with the lead, and the clock is at 1:02, and it's at 1 minute now, and I believe somebody called a timeout out there. Let's see what's – actually, we got a little a Raider. It's like he's shaking up just a little bit. Garrett Campbell. Garrett's jogging off. He might have some kind of equipment malfunction. So Garrett Campbell comes to the sideline, and Nettleton's number 70. Kylan Gates at right tackle over there by Kobe Miller. So let's see what the stoppage is all about right now. 1 minute on the clock. It's 12-0. Second quarter, Southside with a 12-point lead over the Raiders. Maddox Hampton in the gun with Keandre Pope at his right side. He's going to pass. Looking to the end zone. It is intended for Curtis Smith, but it's incomplete. Incomplete, knocked away over there by number 11. And what was number 11's name again?
Savion Hill.
Savion Hill. Good play over there by Savion Hill. And it's going to be 3rd down and 16 for the Raiders. I like the idea. Go for the playmaker. Southside elects to take a timeout with 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's 12-0 Southside. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
A-State football and the Social Jonesboro are the perfect winning combination for game day. The Social has an amazing, delicious, fantastic, and tasty menu that goes perfect for pre or post game. Plus, the official Red Wolves away game watch party takes place at the Social. What we're saying is, it does not get any better than the Social on Red Wolves game day. The name says it all. Get social at the Social and get ready to howl with fellow A-State Red Wolves fans on every game day. The Social at Greensboro Village in Jonesboro.
And we welcome you back to Southerner Stadium in Southside, Arkansas, where Southside has a 12-0 lead over Nettleton with 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's 3rd down and 16 for Nettleton. The ball is on the Southerner 22-yard line. The Raiders will be kicking the ball off to start the second half. So it is of utmost importance that they get a score right here. Maddox Hampton is going to pass, dropping straight back. Plenty of time. It's complete to Cortez Smith at about the 5-yard line. He is knocked out of bounds. He's got the first down, but I did see a flag fly. Good run after the catch, but I'm afraid that may be a block in the back against the Raiders. Let's see what the man in the white hat says. Cortez has the first down. It's going to be first down and goal if the call is against Batesville. It's face mask against Batesville. Face mask against Batesville.
Southside.
So it's Southside. Forgive me, Mr. Ellis. It's the assistant superintendent is up here. I've been wanting to call him Batesville Southside all night. It's Southside, and I'm going to be in trouble for that. My apologies to the great folks from Southside. First down and goal to go for the Raiders. The ball on about the 3-yard line. Less than a minute to play here in the second quarter. Mad Dog and Keandre in the backfield. Gives to the Pope. Pope takes a cut into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Touchdown, Keandre Pope.
And what a run by Keandre Pope. He ran it physical right up the hole. Great hole produced by the right side of the offensive line. I believe Garrett Campbell's back out there. Colby Miller found the hole, made the hole, and Keandre Pope found the hole. Touchdown, Keandre, and touchdown, Raiders.
And you got to help me. Was that about a 3-yard run? Is that?
I believe so.
Run? Okay. Kevin Turnbull from Jonesboro Sun relies on my stat-keeping ability for his stories. And Joseph Newhung out on the field, and as he has done so reliably this year, he kicks the PAT. And so with 33 seconds remaining in the second quarter, it's now a 12-7 game. Southside with 12, Nettleton with 7, and we will keep it right here. Want to say that touchdown is the Domino's Pizza delivery of the game. Domino's Pizza. Hey, it's a great night to be at home watching MTV, watching YouTube, watching the Raiders play. You can make game night even better by ordering some Domino's Pizza. Order online at Domino's.com, or if you got a smartphone, you can order off the Domino's app. We appreciate Domino's Pizza for proudly sponsoring Nettleton Raider football. You want to make sure you hang around for the halftime show, the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show, brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. To see their complete inventory from the comfort of your home, log on to CavanaughCars.com. We have a very special guest on the halftime show, Jacob, and that is Chris Ellis, Coach Chris Ellis, Mr. Chris Ellis. He is the assistant superintendent at Southside, but he's a Nettleton Raider at heart, the class of 1984. He graduated with my brother, and he's kind enough to join us on the halftime show. We'll be having a conversation with him on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Right now, there's 33 seconds remaining in the first half. Southside has a 12-7 lead. Nettleton kicks off. Antonio Alvarez. It is a low line drive kick off of a Southside Southerner at about the 20-yard line, and he is brought down by, I believe that's Nathaniel Gonzalez. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's Nathaniel Gonzalez. Another big special team play by the Bill Bates of the Nettleton Raiders, Nathaniel Gonzalez. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Southerners at their own 19-yard line. You can kind of feel the momentum shift a little bit.
You can. You really can.
Nathaniel, the Batesville player bounced off of his chest. And the Raider faithful, you might have heard it, they came alive thinking that, boy, we could get a turnover right here. That would be awesome. 28 seconds remaining in the half, and I think Southside will be content to let the clock run out. Let's see if they try to mount something here. And there is a timeout. Southside calls a timeout. And I'm going to have to just reset because this is about the 5th time that I've called Southside by Batesville. I got to apologize to all the people from Southside. I know you're Southside. I know you're Southside. You're not Batesville. You're not Batesville Southside. You're Southside. But I keep on saying, but I'm blaming Chris Ellis. Chris Ellis in the press box is making me nervous. That's what it is. But my apologies to Southside. They do lead the Raiders 12-7 with 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We'll keep it here during the timeout. Let me tell you, you want to close out your night tonight with the Kavanaugh Auto Group Friday Night Lights scoreboard show. The man, Will Oswald, has all the scores for you as soon as they go final, and he's going to be talking with coaches and broadcasters around the area. Hopefully he'll be talking to some happy Nettleton coaches, maybe The TMC might even join him on the air. It's the Friday Night Live Scoreboard Show. Starts around 9:30 on the Ticket Radio Network. Southside ready to go. 28 seconds remaining on the clock. And let's see if the Southerners try to do something here or if they just let the clock run out. They will be getting the kickoff in the third quarter. And they give it to Seth Case. Running right side, he finds nowhere to go. Kylan Shelton over there. Good containment by number 22, the nickelback. He leads the tackle. Also in on the stop with him over there was Blake Brown, as he is on just about every play. Short gain, maybe a gain of a couple of inches. We'll call that no gain. It's 2nd down and 10. The clock is at 3, 2, 1, and Southside content to let the clock strike 0. Content to go into the intermission with a 12-7 lead. However, the Raiders with the momentum late in the second quarter. We'll take a 4-minute break. When we come back, we will have the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. We'll recap the first half for you, and we'll have a conversation with a great Nettleton Raider of days gone by who's on staff here, the assistant superintendent at Southside Public Schools. He's going to wring my neck for continually calling them Batesville Southside. He's going to do that. I got a feeling. But we're going to be talking to Chris Ellis. We'll take a 4-minute break, and then we will have the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Back in 4. You've tuned in to Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers. UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and freight services all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis, and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding. They come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
Your vehicle is a personal and important investment. At Central Collision Center, we're more than collision repair. We do everything from minor paint touch-ups and windshield replacements to framework. We're committed to customer satisfaction and provide the highest quality of service. At Central Collision Center, we provide honest and expert auto care and offer a written lifetime warranty and on-site rental car arrangements. Stop by or give us a call today to schedule your free estimate. Central Collision Center. Professional, convenient, reliable. Behind Central Chevrolet on Stadium and online at centralcollisionctr.com.
Whether you're replacing an old appliance or remodeling your whole kitchen, the appliances you need are right around the corner with GE Appliances at Tucker's Appliance Superstore in Jonesboro. Shop timeless designs and time-saving features on the appliances that are built to last in the busiest homes. Visit Tucker's Appliance today and upgrade your home your way with GE Appliances and your local experts. Shop Tucker's Appliance today and save.
Tucker's Appliance.
Pico Foods says good luck to all the players, coaches, cheerleaders, and marching bands taking the field tonight. Under the lights, it's not about who's in your path, it's about who's in your huddle. And Pico Foods is a proud teammate and supporter of local communities and the state's agricultural producers. Learn more about Pico Foods' mission to support producers in Arkansas and Missouri by calling David Durham or James Chester, 870-202-7101. In Alabama and Mississippi, call Craig Bird or John Taylor Hickman, 601-670-9383.
25 years of memories, 25 years of smiles, opportunities, and friends. 25 years of community. Because of you, we've forged long-lasting partnerships that have made our communities better. We can all agree that a lot has changed in 25 years, but our promise to always be a true community bank remains the same. Our roots run deep. Our commitment to you runs deeper. We're celebrating 25 years of First Community Bank, and the best is yet to come.
Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Your medical needs are personal, and the way you manage those needs should be personal as well. The team at Southern Home Healthcare is local, knowledgeable, and courteous, giving you the customized care you and your family deserve. When facing breathing challenges, the on-staff respiratory therapists at Southern Home Healthcare provide support and guidance just for you, and you can sleep better with the help of their CPAP and BiPAP therapy. Plus, treat your strains, sprains, and pain with the help of Southern Home Healthcare's high-quality bracing devices. Go online to southernhomehealthjonesboro.com.
And we welcome you to Southerner Stadium in beautiful Southside, Arkansas. We're here at the half. It is 12-7. The Southerners with a lead over the Raiders. We'll recap the half for you real quick, but first let me tell you who the halftime show is brought to you by. It's brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. If you want to see their complete inventory, you can do so from the comfort of your own home. Wherever you are right now, however you're watching, you're probably on a smartphone, an iPad maybe. You can just go to the one of the internets and you can find CavanaughCars.com. CavanaughCars.com and see their entire inventory from the comfort of your home. That blows my mind. I'm from the 80s. I can't imagine back in the 80s Bobby Timmerman telling us, get on your phone and you can see the inventory of the Kavanaugh Auto Group. Couldn't have happened in the 80s. It can happen now. We appreciate Kavanaugh Auto Group. I'm glad that they're on top of things technologically. It's 12-7 at the half. Southside with the lead. The first quarter was actually scoreless. Nettleton received the opening kickoff, and they methodically matriculated the ball down the field and threw an interception in the end zone on 3rd down and goal. Southside got the ball. It was a touchback. They marched the ball down and scored on a 1-yard run by Lewis Calhoun. I think he's the nephew of Jerry Calhoun, great Memphis wrestling referee. Not sure about that. Our guest will confirm that here in just a second. That made the score 6-0, and we think the PAT was blocked, we believe, by Jordan Pegram. Made the score 6-0. Nettleton driving, and unfortunately the turnover bug got us again. Blaine Worden, the same guy who intercepted the ball in the end zone, he intercepted a Maddox Hampton pass and returned it 36 yards by my records for a touchdown. Pick 6. Southerners went up 12-0 with 4:23 remaining in the second quarter. There was no joy over here on the Nettleton side. However, Nettleton turned things around, and with 33 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Keandre Pope punched the ball in a 1-yard run. Joseph Newhong with the PAT, and that made the score Southside 12, Nettleton 7, and that's where we stand right now. We are joined on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show by Chris Ellis. Chris is the assistant superintendent of Southside Schools, but he has never forgotten where he comes from. He comes from Nettleton, the class of 1984, same class as my big brother, Mike. Coach Ellis, thank you so much for joining us on the show, sir.
Thank you for having me, Craig.
Now, you're a Nettleton Raider, class of 84. Tell me, what all sports did you play in school, and who were some of the coaches that you remember having a big impact on you?
Well, I played football through the 9th grade, and I played basketball in high school because we didn't have baseball at school back then. It was all Legion ball. But starting in junior high football, of course, I had Pat Hawk in 7th grade.
Legend.
Yeah, everybody had it. I mean, he was there for years and impacted a lot of kids. But ironically enough, Coach Dan Foley, who's a former superintendent here at Southside, lives here at Southside. He was my junior high track coach when I was at Nettleton. And one day we were actually having a meeting in the office. He was there, and I didn't realize he was 26 when he coached me back in those days. Of course, he's since retired. Then, of course, Coach Higgins was my high school basketball coach. He had a big impact on me, and I went on to become a basketball coach thanks to him. And then, of course, I worked for Coach Fowler after I was into college, and I coached the Pee Wee basketball program. I was a volunteer for the high school team. And then when you played baseball, I was a volunteer for the baseball team for Coach Fowler. So Coach Higgins and Coach Fowler had a huge impact on me from the coaching side when I went to Nettleton.
Legendary names that Mr. Chris Ellis is mentioning there. Coach Fowler, Coach Junior Higgins, Coach Pat Hawk. Let me ask you this. Did Coach Hawk ever tell you that you look like Ned in the first reader?
Oh, probably more than once. That was one of his pet phrases from that era of time.
He wanted you to be mobile, agile, and most of all, hostile.
Yeah,
that's right.
For sure.
The legend, for sure. Rest his soul. We lost Coach Hawk, I guess a little over a year ago is when he passed away. And, man, what a mark he made on so many lives. So baseball, unfortunately, the class of 84 is one of those groups that just didn't get to play baseball at Nettleton because there was no team. It didn't come around until 1986. Man, what a drag. Y'all would have had a heck of a team, those early 80s guys.
We would have been very good. We all played in junior bay for the Medics. It was all Nettleton. Even we were black and gold in color even. And we were very talented, but we just never got to have a team. I remember we went over to see Mr. Blankenship, the superintendent at the time, laid it out why we'd like to have high school baseball. He said, well, boys, I appreciate you coming over, but we're not going to have high school baseball. So,
wow.
Okay, and back in those days, you just said yes, sir, and went on about your business. So that's the way that happened.
There was quite a bit of opposition to starting the baseball program. There was some men that were very influential. Dale Miller, my dad, Phil Carter, a couple of state troopers. Rich Carville was an instructor at Arkansas State University. I think those guys kind of spearheaded the effort. Don Moore, Spencer and John's father, those guys wouldn't take no for an answer. I think they just kept on pressing and pressing. So thankful that they did. Also got to say a shout out to Coach Dover. He was the guy, the football coach, winningest coach in Nettleton history. They needed a baseball coach, and even though Coach Dover, that was not his specialty, he stepped up and said, hey, for the boys to play, I'll step up, I'll coach the team.
He sure did, yeah.
And you mentioned Coach Fowler. Man, you can being around him is like a master's degree level education in baseball.
No question, and he gave me my first Ron Polk baseball playbook when I was a volunteer. I still have it. I've gotten a newer one since, but all my new baseball coaches I've had the pleasure of hiring over the years, they get one from me. I've kept that tradition alive, but Coach Fowler's forgotten more baseball than I'll ever know, but he taught me a lot, and I'm thankful for that. I wouldn't be where I am today without him, for sure.
That's Coach Chris Ellis, Mr. Chris Ellis, the assistant superintendent at Southside Public Schools. He is our halftime guest on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Chris went to Nettleton, graduated in 1984. As far as I can tell, there's only one teacher who's still teaching at Nettleton, and that's the legend, Bobby Timmerman. She's still there. But who are some of the teachers that had a big impact on you as a student?
Oh, I've said this for years. This goes way back. But Miss Mathis was my first grade teacher, and Miss Adams was my second grade teacher. And those two ladies had a huge impact on me because I was probably ADD before they knew what it was. And so they busted my tail in and made me act right and do right. And then I was blessed to have Miss Paula Barnett in third grade and Miss Opaline Thompson in the fourth grade.
Yes.
And that's Coach Higgins' sister.
Right.
And, I was just blessed to have all those people. But I'd say Miss Adams had the greatest impact because I was really strong in math and I was really hyper, and she knew I liked to be challenged. So if I got my homework done, I had a fifth grade math book that I got to work out of in the second grade. I thought it was like that was cool, She had a huge impact on me. I coached against her grandson in basketball in the late 90s, and she was actually at the game. And I was fortunate enough to get to see her.
Awesome.
So that was really cool.
Awesome. You mentioned one name, and I'm sure if we talked long enough, we had a lot of the same teachers, but Opaline Thompson was my third grade teacher at University Heights, and I was actually behind. I'd gone to Nettleton Elementary School my first 2 years, came over to University Heights, and those kids were just a little bit more advanced than us Nettleton Elementary kids. Miss Thompson was so patient with me and taught me how to write in cursive and just made a big impact on my life. So we got some shared influences for sure. This is Chris Ellis. He is the assistant superintendent here at Southside. Is it all right if I call you Coach Ellis? That's
sure.
All right. Coach.
That's great.
Yeah, that's an honor to me.
It is.
I'm not a coach, but sometimes the kids call me Coach, and then they apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. You ain't got to apologize. That's like the best title in the world, if you ask me. Coach. That's a heck of a title. Coach Ellis, the guest here on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. You're the assistant superintendent here at Southside, but you had some stops along the way. Where all have you been, and how all have you served in education before you landed here?
Well, I started my career at Walnut Ridge. I was there for 5 years, coached football and basketball, started the baseball program there in about 92. Went to the Queen for 7 years, coached football, basketball, and started the fast pitch softball team there. I can't remember what year that was. And then I went to the BB in 2002. I was there 19 years, but I was the basketball coach. Then I was the assistant high school principal. Then I was the junior high principal. Then I was the athletic director. So I changed roles there about every 5 years. And then I came here last year to be assistant superintendent. So I'm what we call the operations superintendent. I do the transportation, the food service, the maintenance, all the things that make school run. Like my boss says, I make sure we have school every day. He does lots of other stuff, but that's my primary job, make sure we're having school.
Love it. You like the new job here?
I love it. I'm fortunate I had this opportunity. It's a great community, a lot of great people, great culture, just a tremendous culture here. I know that's the buzzword of the times, but we really have it here. BB was a great place. I mean, I've been lucky. I've been in 4 great places, 5 counting my volunteer years at Nettleton. I've never been in a bad place, and been fortunate that had a lot of good people that believed in me. I mean, those people at Walnut Ridge, I was in Nettleton. I was the worst coach ever and crazy, and I don't how those people put up with me. I don't have any idea, but I'm blessed that they did.
Got a message from Wayne Steele, says you need to slap me, is what he says. I don't know how in the world that got through. I thought I'd blocked Wayne Steele, but I'm not going to get slapped, and Wayne Steele better hope he don't. Do you ever see that redneck? Has he ever come around?
I haven't seen Wayne in a couple of years probably. Wayne and I go back to T-ball. We were T-ball teammates.
Is that
and
right?
Joe actually coached us back in those days. He and Tracy Leonard's dad. Now we're talking about 50 years ago. Yeah. So
Wayne Steele's batting average was 0 in T-ball. That's what I heard.
I can't confirm nor deny that.
We're talking with Chris Ellis, assistant superintendent here at Southside. His Southside Southerners lead his Nettleton Raiders 12-7 here at the half. Now, Chris, we've got a mutual friend. I know that you are big friends with Randy Hales, former promoter of the USWA. I know you're a big fan of Memphis wrestling. How did you get hooked up with Randy, and why are you such a big fan of the sweet science of professional wrestling? Well,
Randy goes back to my Legion baseball days, playing Legion baseball. He was the announcer. He was the PA guy, like when you batted and, now batting whoever. And that's how I got to know him. And he and Rodney Elward were tight, and Rodney was a teammate, and I was a big wrestling guy. Of course, if you grew up at Nettleton back when I did, wrestling was huge. There were no pro sports teams in Memphis. We had 3 channels on television, other than Channel 8 in Jonesboro. The other 3 were from Memphis. So you got Memphis wrestling, and I was a huge fan. And as I got older, I love the psychology of it, because I've even participated, and I love being a heel wrestler. The manipulation of the reaction of the crowd, that's one of the coolest things, the psychology of it all. And people don't understand and appreciate that very much. And I certainly have respect for the guys who did it back in the territory days, the wear and tear, the miles, the things they did, the sacrifices. It's impressive. And I mean, it's an art form. I call it an art form and a science, but it's kind of gone now, and that's sad, but that's just evolution of time.
Jerry Jarrett calls it Shakespeare for the masses. You can go to a wrestling show and it's interactive. You go to a movie and you jump up and holler at the bad guy. Well, they're going to probably take you out in a straitjacket, put you in a rubber room, but you can go to wrestling, holler at the bad guy, and he'll turn around and holler back at you. It's an interactive theater is what it is. And I'm like you. Yeah, I grew up watching it and loving it. Memphis wrestling every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. I'm like you. I grew up in a neighborhood. We played ball outside all the time, but Saturdays at 11, everything stopped. We all went in the house and we watched wrestling.
70% of the televisions within 100 miles of Memphis were tuned to Channel 5 at that time frame. That's incredible.
That is an unbelievable share.
People would love to have that rating now.
Nothing else. There'll never be anything that has that kind of share again.
Never.
For sure. Were you able to see the recent Vice TV specials on Memphis wrestling and the Andy Kaufman feud by any chance?
I actually was. The first one, we're on Talking Memphis Wrestling on Tuesday nights on the podcast, and Michael St. John is on there with us. He's a former announcer for Jerry Jarrett and Nick Goulas, and Michael actually has 2 appearances in the first one. His video of Michael in the first one. The ironic part is the Andy Kaufman part is one of my least favorite parts of the history of Memphis wrestling.
Really?
I did not care for that at all because I thought it made light of the sport, and I came up and was taught about it and like to respect it and what make it look the appearance of being real. And when Andy Kaufman's in there, obviously it's not real. But anyway, I always tell people it's not fake, it's predetermined.
Right.
And there's a lot that goes into that. But anyway, I have seen both episodes, and I'm sure I'll watch the remaining episodes because it's interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I've not seen the Kaufman episode, but I did see the first Memphis territory stories. Thought it was fascinating, and love to talk with you more about that. But let's talk about tonight's game. We're just there's 38 seconds on the clock, but they always add a couple of 3 more minutes. So we got a few minutes before the third quarter starts. Southside leads 12-7, and Southside, Nettleton will be kicking the ball off to Southside. What's your thoughts on the game so far tonight?
Well, I think we're fairly equally matched. The turnovers have been huge. Turnovers have been huge in this game, and it's worked our advantage so far. This is a big, big game. Because we feel like Valley View and Wynn are probably the 2 best teams, and then Nettleton, ourselves, and the school north of the river, they're the 3 that's fighting for 2 spots. So if you can get this one, you got a good chance. So we think it's vital to try to win this one tonight.
You said the team north of the river. You won't even say Batesville's name on it.
We're not allowed to say the word over here on this side of the river. We don't say the B word. We say. We're Southside and the school north of the river, yeah.
Gotcha.
They taught me that when I moved here.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have messed up and called y'all Batesville, Southside, and even Batesville a time or 2. So I know you feel like wringing my neck. I know y'all are Southside.
I'll make sure security gets you to the truck, But ironically, one of my teammates at Nettleton teaches and coaches at Batesville, Greg Armstrong.
Yeah.
So we like to joke back and forth. It's all good-natured. We had a great volleyball match with them a few weeks ago. The student sections were awesome. It's all, in fun. Everybody conducted themselves great. We have good relationships. It's not hostile at all. At least it hasn't been so far.
Yeah, you can't beat a good crosstown showdown. That's for sure. Chris Ellis, the assistant superintendent at Southside, he's a graduate of Nettleton from the class of 1984. He was kind enough to join us on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. I'll tell you what, let's do. We will take a 90-second break. Coach Ellis, thank you so much for being here, buddy.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. And when we come back, we'll have the second half for you back in 90 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp Document Systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. And when you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
No matter what the season, it's always a great time to go to Wings to Go. Whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's wrestling, whether it's anything, the wings, the salads, the hamburgers, everything they have at Wings to Go is always flavorful and it's always ready. All that has to happen is you come down and enjoy them. Happy winging from Wings to Go.
And we welcome you to Southerner Stadium. It's Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We are just about to start the third quarter. Southside has a 12-7 lead over Nettleton. Nettleton coming into the game favored to win, but Southside, they have taken advantage of a couple of big turnovers. One was a Curtis Smith interception that was thrown in the end zone. Third down and goal to go, and Blaine Warden intercepted the ball in the end zone. That was Nettleton's first possession. Southside wound up scoring on the ensuing possession. And then a pick six, once again, by Blaine Warden, number 7. He has had a big game for Southside. Nettleton got on the board with 33 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A 1-yard Keandre Pope touchdown run. Joseph Newhung booted the PAT, and that set the score at 12-7. We are underway. Antonio Alvarez boots it deep inside the 5-yard line, and Southside on the return. Making the tackle is Kylan Shelton, an excellent open field tackle from behind by Kylan Shelton, number 22, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Southerners at about the 24-yard line, their own 24-yard line. And Jacob, be good to see a quick stop here by the Raider defense and get the ball and take the lead.
I hope it might be a Miles Williams interception. He leads the 5A East right now.
I would be all for that as well. Chase Duncan, the quarterback for the Southerners, and he is back behind center in the shotgun. They run a formation called the gun wing. They give it to the running back, running right side, finds nowhere to go. The Raider defensive line like a wall of white jerseys over there, and they stop him after maybe a short gain. Caden Newsom leading the tackle for the Raiders. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 25-yard line. Southside's own 28-yard line. They're not Batesville Southside. They are Southside. I'm going to tell myself that. They are Southside. Back to pass is the quarterback. Now he's rolling to the left. The pass is complete. Fumble on the play, but the ball goes out of bounds. And it's going to be a gain of maybe 4 yards. It's going to be gain of 3, we'll call it. 3rd down and 5 for the Southerners. And this Raider defense with a very important play here early in the third quarter. Raider faithful getting to their feet, stomping on the bleachers, trying to rally the boys. Jordan Pegram, the murder man. Cam Phillips. Keon Stallings. Caden Newsom, the defensive lineman. Quarterback gives to number 34, the wingback. He busts it and has a 1st down. He ran right side and found a gap. Good blocking over there by the right side of the offensive line by the Southerners, and 1st down for Southside.
And that was really good blocking by that right side of offensive line. I love to watch an offensive line go to work.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Southerners. That would have been a nice stop to have for sure. As it is, it's 1st and 10 for Southside on their own 41-yard line. Quarterback is Chase Duncan. Checks his left wrist. In motion is Seth Case, and the play is whistled dead. He gave to Jacob Bunn, but let's see what that call is. It's going to be illegal motion against the Southerners. So the 1st and 10 will become a 1st and 15. And actually, that's delay of game. It was not illegal motion or false start. It was delay of game. So 1st down and 15 Ball on about the 35-yard line of the Southerners. And flag flies, and I believe we may have jumped offsides there. Let's see what the call is. Yep, it's a offsides against the Raiders, and that 1st and 15 is going to turn into a 1st and 10. Raider fans not happy.
You know what they say, the flag giveth and the flag taketh away.
Yes, it does. I cannot say blessed be the name of the flag. Not right now. 1st and 10 for the Southerners. Duncan's going to run it himself, and he falls forward for a gain of a yard or two. He was wrapped up over there by Blake Brown. It's going to be 2nd down and 7, or 2nd down and 6 for the Southerners. Duncan in the gun. Lewis Calhoun, the running back, with him. 3 receivers spread out wide to the left. 2nd down and 6. Quarterback is going to keep it. Running right side. Finds the edge. Has the 1st down. He's across the 40. And run out of bounds at about the 33-yard line of the Raiders. So a good run there by the quarterback, Chase Duncan. They're moving the chains, the Southerners, with a 5-point lead. It's 12-7 with 8:18 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And a fresh set of downs for this Southerners offense. Nettleton had them 3rd down and 8. That would have been a very nice stop starting off the 3rd quarter, but Batesville converted the 3rd and 8. The drive is still alive, and now they're in 4-down territory. 1st and 10, they give to the running back. Running left side, brought down by Blake Brown and Keon Stallings, but not before he gains about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Southerners. Ball on the 28-yard line of the Raiders. The Southerner offense, very methodical, chewing up huge chunks of time with each drive, trying to keep the ball away from Nettleton's big play offense. They've been successful so far. A couple of timely interceptions has been the difference in this game. Duncan gives it to the wingback, and he is hit immediately by the Raider defense. Blake Brown in on the stop, and Blake, first one there. Kylan Shelton also in on the stop for the Raiders. Keon Stallings as well. A short loss, a loss of a couple. Instead of 2nd and 5, it's now 3rd down and 7 for the Southerners. Raider fans, and I'm right here amongst them, they are cheering on the guys, saying, come on, D. We need a big stop right here. 6:38 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. The Southerners lead 12-7. Chase Duncan looks to the sideline. He's got 3 receivers spread out wide right, and Southside elects to take a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break with them with 6:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Your score is Southside 12, Nettleton 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Follow me on a new healthcare journey full of possibilities. Experience world-class care delivered by friends, family, and neighbors right here in your community, bringing industry-leading technology to you, not the other way around. Your health record, your appointment scheduling, and your medications all in one place, and your lab results delivered the instant they're recorded. Do we look at healthcare differently? Absolutely. Experience the difference, and you will too. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century.
We welcome you back to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Beautiful night in Southside, Arkansas. Good football game out there. Nettleton trails the Southerners 12-7. First time in school history that we've played Southside. They have not been the most gracious hosts so far. 6:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They have a 12-7 lead. It is 3rd down and 7. Duncan, the quarterback, from the gun. Has Case in the backfield with him. He's going to pass. Under pressure. It's a screen pass. He lofts it up. It's incomplete. Incomplete. Cohen Liggins on the defense over there. And no flag that I see from here, but the tent is in the way. So I don't see a flag. It's just an incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th down and 7 for the Raiders. Risky throw there by Duncan. That could have been picked off, but was not. Fell harmlessly to the green turf. And it's 4th down and 7, and Southside going to go for it. Ball is on the 30-yard line of the Raiders. 4th down and 7. Duncan, the quarterback. Calhoun in the backfield with him. 2 receivers spread out wide right, 1 in motion. He's rolling right, looking to pass. The pass is incomplete. Incomplete. Turnover on downs, and Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. A big defensive stop by the Raider D.
It sure is, and I love to watch our defense go to work, and they've been off that first half. They come back, stop them, 4th down there. Great stop, Raider defense.
So the Raider offense trots out on the field and see if they can't give Nettleton their first lead of the game. They got 70 yards to go. 6:10 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. The score is 12-7. Southside with a 5-point lead over the Raiders. Maddox Hampton gives to Cortez Smith. Cortez is tackled in the backfield. Good tackle there by number 30. That's Andrew Plummer. That's a loss of about 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 13.
And that was a good tackle. He came out of the offense, right through the offensive line, and just got Cortez's knees and just took him straight out.
Good tackle by Plummer. 2nd down and 13 for the Raiders. Ball on their own 27-yard line. They trail by 5 points. It's 12-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Maddox passes to Keandre Pope. Short pass. Pope advances the ball to about the 32-yard line. That's where he is brought down, and it's going to be 3rd down for the Raiders. 3rd down and 8. Maddox Hampton behind center in the gun. Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. Now Pope spreads out wide right. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Definite passing down here for the Raiders. 3rd and 8. Mad Dog dropping straight back. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the Raiders, but a big loss. Kylan Gates recovered the fumble, but it is a huge loss, and it's going to be 4th down and about 20. 4th down and maybe 22 for the Raiders as the protection broke down, and Mad Dog unable to get the ball off. And so a good stop there by the Southerners D, and Cortez Smith out to punt. He is standing at the Raider 5-yard line. The returner is at the 50-yard line. The punt is away. A lot better punt this time. It is fielded at the 48-yard line of the Raiders. Jordan Pegram right there, but he runs, gets away from Jordan and advances the ball about 30 yards. Holy cow, that was a good run back there by Tyler Jones, I believe is who that was. Actually, correction, that's Cannon Chaffin, I think, on the return. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Southerners. They have excellent field position. The ball is at the Raider 23-yard line. 1st and 10 from the Raider 23. That's not where you want the other team to start a drive.
No, it's not. And this is good field position, and we saw them capitalize here earlier. Let's hope the Raider defense could create a stop here.
Time after time this year, the Raider defense has come up big whenever we needed them. Let's see if they can't do it again. Backs against the wall right now. They give it to Seth Case. He's running right side, and there's a flag comes flying from the referee. It's going to be against Southside. I believe that's going to be a hold.
It was.
So it's going to, whatever positive yards were gained is going to be negated, and it's going to be a loss of 10 on the count of the penalty. It'll be 1st down and 20 for Southside. 4:07 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 12-7 is your score. Southside with a 5-point lead. So 1st and 20. The ball is now on the Nettleton 33-yard line. Raider defense being encouraged by the Raider faithful who made the trip to Independence County. They give to the running back, running right up the middle, and he is met by Blake Brown. Also over there, it's Caden Newsom. So a short gain. It's going to be a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 19 for the Raiders. Definite 4-down territory. The Southerners have got 3 downs to get 19 yards. This is 2nd down and 19. Chase Duncan, the quarterback, gives to the running back. Running left side, has some running room. He is shoved out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, it looks like. You got to forgive me. We are not very high. And there is a tent in our way and a whole lot of Nettleton Raiders. Kind of hard to see. Apologize for not being able to tell you exactly what's going on. It is 3rd down and 7 for Southside right now. The ball on the 20-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Duncan, the quarterback, in the gun. Gives to number 20, Kobe Harris. He is tackled, hit initially by the Carpenter, Jamie Morris. And Blake Brown finished the job. It's going to be maybe a short loss. 4th down and 8 for Southside.
Yeah, that's a good tackle by Jamie Morris. Came through, swept the legs like they did in the Karate Kid. Good job, Jamie Morris.
The sensei would be proud.
He sure would.
4th down and 8 for Southside. Big play here for the Raider defense. Duncan, the quarterback. In the gun. He's rolling right side. Pass is complete to number 18. Good open field tackle over there by Cortez Smith. Stopped him short of the 1st down. Turnover on downs. 1st down Raiders. And how about that? The playmaker on offense, he can do it on defense as well.
And he laid the wood there. He hit him so hard his helmet came off. Cortez Smith with a lick. What a job, Cortez Smith.
No doubt about it. I love to see it. Cortez Smith, who's our offensive bellwether, but we need him on defense. He answers the call, makes a big open field tackle. It's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders. Ball on the 19-yard, our own 19-yard line. The Raiders trail 12-7, 2:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, gives to the Pope. Pope runs up the middle and is met at the line of scrimmage by a wall of blue jerseys. They shove him back. They're going to give him forward progress to the 21. That'll be a gain of maybe 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders.
And this Southside D-line is popping off the ball fast and not giving us a lot of run room, but Pope did what he could with what he had, and not a bad run by Keandre Pope.
Less than 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. 12-7 the score. Southside with the 5-point lead over the Raiders. Cortez Smith at quarterback now for Nettleton. Cortez is going to run it himself up the middle. And he has a gain of a couple of yards before he's brought down. 3rd down and 7. That's a gain of 1. 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. Ball on the 21-yard line. Mad Dog Hampton back out on the field. 3rd down and 8. The Mad Dog, the quarterback. The Pope, the running back. 2 receivers to the right. 2 receivers to the left. 3rd and 7 for the Raiders. Mad Dog dropping straight back to pass. It's complete to Braylon King. Braylon King across the 30, the 20, 35, the 40-yard line. Braylon King has the 1st down. 1st down Raiders. Big completion from the Mad Dog to Braylon King. It's good to be the King.
It sure is, and Braylon found him on a short route. Braylon did what he had to do, got a lot of extra yards on that run after the catch, and he shows why it's good to be the King.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders. The ball on their own 34-yard line. 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Raiders trailing by 5. The Mad Dog He's going to pass. It's complete to Q Thompson. Q Thompson on the far sideline to the 40-yard line. He's thrown down over there. Good to see Q back in the game. He left in the second quarter kind of shaken up. He has a gain of 7. It's going to be 2nd down and 3.
And this Raider air attack is looking good. Short gain with a lot of run after catch. Great job, Raider offense.
Caleb Tedder in motion. He's spread out far right side. Maddox Hampton, the quarterback, gives to the Pope. The Pope runs off left tackle, and he's to the 35. It's close to a first down. They're moving the chains. That's another first down for the Raiders. First down, Keandre Pope.
And I like that play call there. You get 2 short passes, then running up the middle. Great job by Clint Wilson calling the plays, and great run by Keandre Pope. Ran it physically, found the hole, and he did a good job there.
So the Raiders will let the clock strike 0. That's the end of the third quarter, a scoreless third quarter. We're headed to the fourth quarter, folks. Let's see if the Nettleton Raiders have got some fourth quarter magic in them. They trail 12-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Bump it up at First National Bank, now offering 2 CD specials with competitive interest and a one-time bump during the original term of the CD with no penalty. That means if you sign up and the rate goes up, you can bump it up. A 16-month CD at 2.51% annual percentage yield or a 26-month CD at 3.01% APY. Visit fnbank.net/specials to lock in your rate today. Offer valid as of 9/28/2022. Penalty for early withdrawal. $1,000 minimum opening balance to open. Rates subject to change. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fourth quarter action about to get underway here at Southerners Stadium. Nettleton, for the first time in history, taking on Southside. And the Southerners have been very rude hosts so far. They lead Nettleton 12-7 here at the start of the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. The ball on their own 45-yard line. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, Pope in the backfield with him. Mad Dog fakes the Pope, play action pass. He's going for Q Thompson. It's complete. Q Thompson is wrestled down at about the 7-yard line. Long pass completion. About a 45-yard strike by my calculations, but my calculations could be wrong. And the Raiders are in business. First down and goal to go from the Raiders. Big strike from Maddox Hampton to Q Thompson.
And that was a beautiful pass. Found him right over his shoulder. He hauled it in, and great catch, great pass. Raider offense strikes again.
Maddox Hampton back to work. He's got the Pope in the backfield with him. Gives to the Pope, running right side. He is inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down. It's going to be 2nd down and goal to go. And it looks like the ball is on about the 4-yard line. 2nd down, goal to go from the 4. 11:20 on the clock and ticking. We're in the fourth quarter. Southside has 12. Nettleton has 7. Maddox Hampton spread out wide right now as Curtis Smith comes in to play quarterback. 2nd down and goal to go from the 4. Cortez, Wildcat formation. Cortez, the QB, the playmaker. Direct snap to him. Running right side, cuts back left. Battling for the end zone. Is he in? They did not signal yet. It's going to be 3rd down and goal to go just short. 3rd down and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Raider faithful wanted that to be a touchdown. The boy got as close as he possibly could. 3rd down and goal to go from about the 1-foot line. Now would be a good time to put the quarterback under center and do a quarterback sneak. Don't know if we got that capability. We always go from the shotgun. Curtis Smith from the gun. Heavy package on the left side. Jordan Pegram's out there. Curtis Smith running the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Curtis Smith. Touchdown, Raiders.
And that's a really solid touchdown run there. Ran it physically and right up the nose of the Southside defensive line. He ran it hard, ran it short because there wasn't much to go. I thought he had it the first time. If he didn't the first time, he sure had it that second time. Touchdown, Curtis Smith. Touchdown, Raiders.
And he gives Nettleton their first lead of the ball game. It's 13-12 with 10:09 remaining in the game. Good, tough run there by Cortez. You need a yard, give it to number 5. 99 times out of 100, he will deliver for you. the playmaker, Curtis Smith. Made a big defensive stop, turns around, scores a touchdown. Big night by Curtis Smith. Weakened by the flu this week, didn't show it. Raiders are going for 2. Curtis Smith, it's a reverse to Q Thompson. Q Thompson's hit in the backfield, still on his feet, trying to get into the end zone. He stopped short. He stopped short. The 2-point conversion is no good with 10:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. The score is Nettleton 13, Southside 12. Back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to KavanaughCars.com.
Nettleton has just taken a 13-12 lead here in the fourth quarter. 10:09 to play in the game. First lead of the ball game for the Raiders. They have trailed the whole time, but they have the lead right now. It's not how you start that counts in this game. It's how you finish. Let's hope the Raiders continue to finish strong here. On to kick off is Antonio Alvarez. Pioneers, the Southerners have a couple of guys back deep. I'm going to need security to escort me out of here tonight. I've called the Southerners the Pioneers numerous times. I've called them Batesville Southside. My apologies. My apologies. I'm just hoping I may get jumped in the parking lot, but if the Raiders pull out a win here, I'll be happy even if I get beaten to a bloody pulp. Alvarez's kick fielded at about the 15-yard line. Here comes the return. It's a fumble. It's a fumble. And it looks like the Raiders have it. It's a fumble, and the Raiders do have it. The Raiders have recovered the fumble. Kylan Shelton with the fumble recovery. I couldn't see who caused the fumble, but the Raiders are in business after a turnover on special teams and a Kylan Shelton fumble recovery.
And who else but Nathaniel Gonzalez to force the fumble? Special team player of the year, in my opinion. He's made a couple big stops all year on special team.
Oh, I love to see it. Nathaniel Gonzalez, first time to play football is this season. Not the easiest sport just to pick up, but boy, he has contributed on special teams. Shout out to Nathaniel Gonzalez, Kylan Shelton. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They're going to get the ball on the 31-yard line of the Southerners. Now's the time to put your foot on their throat. In the metaphorical sense. They give the ball to the Pope, bounces out right side, looking for the edge across the 30, the 25, and there is a flag on the play in the end zone, in the backfield. And that's usually where, actually, it's going to be against the Raiders. Yeah, I didn't see the call, but it's against the Raiders. Holding, I believe, is what it was. So that run's coming back. That'll make it 1st and 20. And the ball will be moved back to the 40-yard line, 41-yard line of the Southerners. 9:55 to play in this game. Raiders lead by 1. It's Nettleton 13, Southside 12. 1st down and 20 on the Southside 41 after a big fumble recovery on the kickoff. Maddox Hampton. He's in the gun. He's got the Pope next to him. Gives to Kylan Shelton. Kylan Shelton running right side. Boys tackled in the backfield. A good tackle there in open space by Jacob Bunn. The 6', 175-pound senior made a good tackle. And instead of, it's going to be 2nd down and 24 now for the Raiders after the loss of 4.
And there was not a lot of running room there. He was met early and just – there was no green space for him to go.
So 2nd down and 24. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, back in the gun. Got Curtis Smith spread out wide to the left. Q Thompson in the slot wide left. Mad Dog's going to pass. It's complete to Q Thompson. Q Thompson still on his feet. Gets it across the 40 to about the 37-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Raiders. Line of scrimmage is beyond the sticks by about 6 yards, 7 yards. I can't see the sticks, to be honest with you, where I'm at, but it looks like it's about 3rd down and 16 for Nettleton. 2 down territory, I would definitely say. 8:20 on the clock. Nettleton with a 1-point lead with a chance to extend that here. The Mad Dog dropping straight back. Plenty of time. He's passing. It is intercepted. Intercepted. For the 3rd time tonight, intercepted by number 7, Blaine Warden. And it'll be 1st and 10 Southerners from their own 20-yard line. So Blaine Warden, I'm getting tired of saying Blaine Warden's name. He caught an interception in the end zone that saved a Raider, that kept Nettleton from scoring. And then in the 2nd quarter, Blaine Warden with a pick 6, and that gave Southside a 12-0 lead. His interception led to the first score. The second one he scored himself, and right there his 3rd interception of the game. Comes in the 4th quarter with 8:02 to play. Nettleton has a 13-12 lead. Defense back out on the field. Quarterback Duncan gives to the running back. No room to run, and he is brought down after a gain of a couple. The tent was right in my way. I could not tell you who made that stop. Maybe you got a better angle on it than I do, Jacob. But
I have about the same angle you do, Mr. Miller.
2nd down and 8. Let's just say it was Blake Brown on the stop. You're usually pretty safe in saying that, aren't you?
Cameron says it was the murder man.
Okay, Cam Phillips. 2nd down and 8 for the Southerners. 7:31 to play in this game. Nettleton with a 1-point lead. 13-12. It's going to be a pass. Under pressure, rolling right. He's going to be tackled by the murder man. The murder man with a belly-to-back suplex at about the 6-yard line, and a big-time quarterback sack by Cam Phillips. Woo! Mercy daddy.
And usually they say if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, but he could not dodge a wrench there because he was met by a Raider, Cam Phillips. What a play. What a sack, Cam Phillips.
Excuse me, and their quarterback is shaken up as Cam Phillips run him down and then got around behind him like he was Brock Lesnar, gave him a belly-to-back suplex, took him to Suplex City. And let's hope that that young man is all right over there. He is being attended to by the medical staff from Southside. If you're just now joining us, Nettleton has a 13-12 lead here in the 4th quarter. After a big quarterback sack by the murder man, Cam Phillips, it is now 2nd down, and it looks like about 25 for Southside, but their quarterback is injured on the play. He is up, and we're thankful for that. Best wishes, thoughts, prayers, Chase Duncan, outstanding young quarterback for Southside, and he is walking off the field under his own power, and that is very good news, and we sure wish him nothing but the best. He's getting a hug over there from maybe that's his dad on the sideline, but we sure wish Mr. Duncan the absolute best. So the ball is at the 7-yard line. 1st down marker is at about the 30. So it's 3rd down and 23. 3rd down and 23. Batesville will have a new quarterback out there. That is number 4, Jonathan Struther, I believe is who the quarterback is. He's in the backfield anyway. Actually, that's number 11, I think. Number 11 is Savion Hall, the quarterback. So 3rd down and 23 for the Southerners. Nettleton with a 4-man front. Quarterback rolling to his right. He's going to run. And he has some positive yardage, but he stopped well short of the 1st down. It's going to be a gain of about 12. 4th down and 8 for the Southerners. 4th down and 9, actually, and they will send the punt team out. Clock is rolling at 6:33. And right now the clock is our friend. We say roll, clock, roll. 6:27 on the clock and ticking. If we can hold on to this 1-point lead for that amount of time, we will escape, and I do mean escape, with a victory here tonight, a hard-earned victory against a very good Southside team. Punter is out. Curtis Smith stands on the 50-yard line. punt is up and away. Cortez says just get away from it. Hits the 40, takes a Nettleton roll, and it is down at the 42-yard line, and that's where Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 at their own 42 with 5:57 remaining in this game. Nettleton, who did not lead in this game until 10 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. They have a 1-point lead. 5:57 to play here in 4th quarter action. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton. Behind center in the shotgun. Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. He gives to the Pope. Pope running right side, looking for some daylight, spurts through and gets a gain of about 4, it looks like. It's going to be 2nd down and 6, and the clock at 5:45 and rolling. It'll get down to about 5:15 before they have to take another snap. 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Ball on their own 47-yard line. The Raiders obviously going to let the clock roll. Play clock now at 10, and Maddox Hampton gets everybody set. He's in the gun. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Mad Dog gives to the Pope. Bounces out left side, looking for the edge. He's got the 1st down. Stay in bounds, Pope. He's tackled out of bounds. Let's see if it stops the clock to move the chains. 5:03 remaining. I'm not sure at this point in the game if that would stop the clock if he went out of bounds. But they stopped the clock to move the chains anyway. It's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball is on the Southern 38-yard line. Clock does indeed stop, so I guess they're saying that he was thrown out of bounds. So he did get the 1st down, a fresh set of downs. Cortez Smith in at quarterback. Cortez, he's running right up the middle. Cortez bulls his way forward for a gain of 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. It may be 2nd down and 5. That's what the scoreboard says. We'll go with that. 2nd down and 5. The ball is on the Southerner 33-yard line. The clock is now at 4:44. It'll be about 4:20 whenever they snap it here if we take advantage of all the time that the play clock gives us. Maddox Hampton in the backfield with the Pope on his right hip. Now's the time when a good offensive line and a good running back can ice the game for you. The Pope running right side. He's brought down in the backfield by number 18, Jacob Bunn. That's not the first time I've called that young man's name tonight. That's a tackle for a loss of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. The ball on the Southerner 35-yard line. Clock is at 4:07. It'll be at about 3:40 whenever they snap it, if they are smart and let it go all the way down as far as they can. Southside has 2 timeouts left. They can stop the clock 2 times. 3rd down and 7. Cortez Smith, the quarterback, he's met in the backfield and tackled. So it's going to be 4th down and 7. He fell forward and got to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down and 7, and Batesville elects to take one of their timeouts. 3:36 remaining in this game. 4th down and 8 for the Raiders. 3:36 to play. Nettleton with a 13-12 lead. We'll take a 30-second break. When we come back, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on Bob FM, 101.3 KIYS HD2 Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro, KIYS HD2, K231BB College City, Jonesboro, KIYS HD4 Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro, and KIYS HD4, K267AS Piggott.
The home team at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is proud to welcome Dr. Asa Schneickel. Dr. Schneickel's an A-State alum and is Northeast Arkansas's only joint revision surgeon, specializing in several forms of joint replacement. He joins the Jonesboro Sports and Orthopedics team with more than 40 years experience in getting you back in the game. So if you have a sports injury, just some nagging aches, or even need help with concussion management, call JOSM at 932-1820 to schedule an appointment. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
It's 4th down and 7 for the Raiders. They have a 1-point lead, 3:36 to play in this game. 13-12 is the score. Curtis Smith, the quarterback, the Raiders going for it. He's dropping back to pass. Now he's going to run. He throws it. He's got a man. It's incomplete. He had Keandre Pope open for a brief second, but the coverage was there. Knocked away by who else? Blaine Warden. There's that man again, and he could have intercepted it, I think, but he wisely knocked it out of bounds. Maybe he didn't mean to, but that was a smart football play if he did, because the Southerners would have had a lot worse field position if he would have caught it. It was about the 10-yard line where he knocked it out of bounds. So Southside will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35. Nettleton has a 13-12 lead. 3:28 to play in this game, and here comes the Southside offense. The quarterback is number 11, Savion Hall. He is not the starter. He was knocked out after a belly-to-back suplex by the murder man, Cam Phillips. Savion Hall rolling to his left, looking to throw. He's going to run now. He goes out of bounds. Careful over there, guys. Don't get a late hit. It's going to be a gain of about 5. He gets out of bounds. That stops the clock with 3:22 remaining in the game. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. The ball on the Southerners' 41-yard line. At number 11, the backup quarterback, Savion Hall. He's a junior, and he can fly. And have to stop him. I don't know that he's going to be throwing. I think he's going to be mainly a running quarterback. He's running right side right now. Got some real estate, but a good open field tackle there by the Carpenter, Jamie Morris. Stops him short of the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Southside. 3:08 on the clock and ticking. Batesville now, they hurrying it up. Quarterback runs left side, has the 1st down. He's still on his feet, and he's in Nettleton territory, about the 37-yard line. 1st down Southerners. 2:54 on the clock as they stop the clock to move the chains. 1st and 10 Southside on the Nettleton 38-yard line. And Nettleton elects to call a timeout. Good idea. Coach Alan Johnson going to get the guys in order and tell them how to stop this number 11. We'll take a 30-second break. Back in just 30 seconds for more Raider football on the NTV EAB Sports Networks. 13-12 Raiders.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
We welcome you back to Southerner Stadium. Craig Miller, Jacob Linderman. High, not so high, but we're in the NEA Baptist broadcast position at Southerner Stadium. Get better with Baptist. And I will be doing a whole lot better if the Raiders can hold on to this 1-point lead. It's 13-12, 2:48 to play in the game. 1st and 10 Southerners on the Raider 37-yard line. Number 11, the quarterback, running left side. He passes this time. It is complete over there to number 1, that's Seth Case. And he's tackled out of bounds after a gain of 6. That'll stop the clock with 2:44 remaining. Ball is on the Raider 31-yard line. 32-yard line. 2:44 to play. That's Savion Hall, the backup quarterback. He gives to number 5. Number 5 is stopped over there by a wall, a host of Raiders. About the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2, maybe 3rd down and 3 for Southside.
And that's a good stop by that Raider wall. Some may say a plethora of Raiders.
3rd down and a long 2. They give it to the quarterback up the middle. Looks like he has the 1st down across the 25-yard line. Clock is at 2:12. They're going to stop the clock so they can move the chains. Come on, defense. 1st down and 10 for Southside. The ball at the Raider 25-yard line. 2:07 on the clock. The clock is running. Quarterback rolling to the right. He's looking to pass. Actually runs it. He is crushed over there. And I think that was Cohen Liggins, I believe, who made the stop. Yes, Cohen Liggins. After a gain of 2, it's going to be 2nd down and 8. The clock is at 1:45, and it is still ticking. That Savion Hall is a dynamic runner for sure, and we're going to have to find a way to contain that guy. 1:34 on the clock and ticking. 2nd down and 8. Raider defense needing to stop in the worst way. They give it to number 1, Seth Case, and he is brought down after a gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down for the Southerners, and they're going to take a timeout. Yeah, they're going to take their final timeout. 1:23 remaining in this game. Nettleton with a 13-12 lead. The Southerners with the ball, 3rd down and 7 when we come back. The ball on the Raider 22-yard line. Back in 30 with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
It's a mix and match special now at all Jonesboro area Domino's Pizza locations. Choose any 2 for $5.99 each for carryout or $6.99 each for delivery. How about a medium 2-topping pizza, oven baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, salad, bread twists, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for the whole gang. The mix and match special with any 2 for only $5.99 each for carryout or $6.99 each for delivery. Only at your Jonesboro area Domino's Pizza locations.
Raider football on the NTV EAB Sports Network. We're in the 4th quarter. 1:23 to play. It's 3rd down and 7 for Southside. The ball on the Raider 22-yard line. Nettleton has a 1-point lead. 13-12 the score. 22 yards separates the Pioneer offense from the end zone. 22 yards and the Nettleton Raider defense, I should add. Savion Hall in at quarterback. 3rd down and 7 from the 22. Savion rolls to his left. He sees Jordan Pegram in his face, and right there to complete the stop is Blake Brown. Tackle for a loss by the Nasty Boys. Jordan Pegram and Blake Brown, big time loss. It's 4th down and 16 for the Southerners.
And that's a nasty stop by the Nasty Boys. They got nasty and dirty on that play. Big stop, big QB sack. And that's what you like to see.
They're going to try. They're going to try a field goal. They're going to try a field goal. It's a long field goal, and holy cow, it'll be a 39-yard field goal.
Plus the 10 be.
So,
49-yard field goal. That's D1 level.
Yeah, that's right. Where's the ball at? Is that the?
They were going to kick it.
31. Yeah, so it's right at 31. That'll be a 40. We're going to keep it right here. Timeout, Nettleton. But that's going to be a 48-yard field goal, if my math is correct. The line of scrimmage is the 31-yard line. We're kind of down so low it's hard for me to tell where the markers are. But it's desperation call by the Southside coaches. They're going to go for the field goal. They're going to go for the win. 41 seconds. It's 4th down and 15. They think the better chance than trying to get a 1st down here is to kick a 48-yard field goal. Their kicker is Lopez, Brandon Lopez. He's a senior, 5'7", 185 pounds, and a 48-yard field goal attempt. Raider faithful coming alive. The holder is Tyler Jones. All comes down to this right now. 41 seconds on the clock. A 48-yard field goal attempt by the Southerners. The kick is blocked. It's blocked. It's blocked. And the Nettleton Raiders fall on it. Blocked field goal attempt. The Raiders fall on it right at midfield. Caden Newsom fell on it. I didn't see who blocked it.
Caden Newsom blocked it. He came right through the line and blocked the kick.
Caden Newsom blocked it and recovered. Is that right?
That's what I saw.
So the Raiders, with 35 seconds, they do take over. Turnover on downs technically after the block field goal attempt. Holy cow. And the Raiders just have to snap the ball one more time, and we will escape, and I do mean escape. with a 1-point win. Coach Stephen Hampton standing on the sidelines with his hands on his hips, breathing a sigh of relief. If that 48-yard field goal would have been able to get past Caden Newsome and the Raiders' defense and sail through the uprights, it'd be a long drive back to Nettleton. Victory formation. Maddox Sampton takes a knee, and the Raiders shake hands with the Southerners, and they should. Good sportsmanship out there. This team from Southside, they gave Nettleton everything that they wanted and then some. Nettleton hangs on for a hard-fought 1-point win. Nettleton's crowd that has made the trip from Jonesboro here to the Southside community, they are standing and cheering. The clock is at 2-1. And that is a winner, folks. Nettleton wins this one 13-12. Ryan, give me 5 minutes, and then we will have the post-game show. I've got to collect myself. I have got to thank the good Lord for answering my prayer, because I was praying. Believe me when I say that. I got to thank the Lord. I got to total up some things, and we will have the post-game show. We'll have Coach Stephen Hampton, and we'll have the star of the game right after this 5-minute break. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Evolve Bank and Trust is now bringing full-service banking to Jonesboro. To celebrate, we're offering you $200 extra. Just open a new checking account with Evolve. Have at least 2 qualifying direct deposits of $500 or more within 90 days. Then we'll deposit $200 extra into your account. It's just that easy. Open a new Evolve checking account and receive an extra $200 in your account, plus free checks for a year. Restrictions apply. Visit getevolved.com/special promotion for more details, or come in and see us at 111 East Huntington Avenue, Suite A, or call us at 870-933-2480. That's 870-933-2480. Evolve Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers: UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and Freight Services, all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail, 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp Document Systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. When you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
Elite Eye Care has a new Jonesboro location that is now open at 2100 East Highland near the Old Indian Mall. Hey, it's Brandon Baxter, and the team at Elite Eye Care is who my family trusts for their personal eye care. Elite Eye Care specializes in eye care solutions for patients of all ages, and you can be assured that your family is cared for like their own. Schedule your appointment at EliteEyeCareandOptical.com or call 972-6040. Elite Eye Care at 2100 East Highland in Jonesboro and at 1515 West Kings Highway in Paragould. Elite Eye Care, your vision is our focus.
A few years ago, a friend of mine was going to town to have lunch with the president of a college that he supported. He was stopped for speeding, and the trooper asked for his driver's license, and Jim said, "I don't have my driver's license. They're in my billfold at home." The trooper asked why his billfold was at home. He said, "I'm having lunch with the college president, and the last thing you want to take with you is your billfold." Best price, best service. Glenn Sane, and God bless our troops.
Farmers and Merchants Bank announces the lobby of our new branch in Jonesboro is now open. The drive-thru is an MVP center with live video tellers 7 to 7 weekdays and 9 till noon on Saturdays. So in addition to our beautiful bank on Highland, you can also visit our new branch at the corner of Southwest Drive and Parker. More MVPs, more ATMs, more me banking at Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC.
Kids grow up so fast, and so has the Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic. This is our clinic's 10th year of creating healthier tomorrows for the kids in Northeast Arkansas. There's no need to cross the river or hit the highway for your cardiology or diabetes needs. Road trips are for fun, not for health care. The team at Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic is celebrating by doing what we always do, giving your kids more time to be kids. Learn more at archildrens.org/Jonesboro.
And we welcome you to Southside, Arkansas, Southerner Stadium, where we just have witnessed a whale of a football game. The Nettleton Raiders escape with a 13-12 victory over a very tough Southside Southerners team. There's a group of Nettleton Raiders on the logo out there kneeling down and thanking the Lord for a win. And, boy, I tell you the truth, this was one we need to thank the Lord for. I don't know that the Lord cares who wins football games, but all the boys were safe and nobody was hurt bad. That's something to be thankful for. And maybe I'm wrong in this, but I pray for Nettleton to win. And if you think I'm wrong with that, well, that's your business. We'll find out if that's wrong one of these days, I guess. But anyway, the Raiders do get the win. 13-12 is the score. And the game started off in an inauspicious manner. The Southerners won the coin toss. They elected to kick the ball off. Nettleton marched the ball down the field, had it 3rd and goal, and then they threw an interception into the end zone. Blaine Warden with the interception for the Southerners. The horn buzzed, the horn sounded at the end of the 4th quarter. We were scoreless. However, the Southerners had the ball and they had the momentum. It was just 10-18 remaining in the 2nd quarter. They punched the ball into the end zone. A 1-yard run by Lewis Calhoun gave the Southerners a 6-0 lead. They lined up for the PAT, and in a play that would prove to be the difference in the game, Jordan Pegram blocked the PAT. So that made the score 6-0. Then, with 4:23 remaining in the 2nd quarter, Southside extended their lead to 12-0 on an interception by Blaine Warden. He had 3 interceptions on the night, and 2 of them led to scores. This was a pick 6. He intercepted the ball, ran it by my records here, 36 yards back for a touchdown. And with 4:23 remaining in the 2nd quarter, Southside had a 12-0 lead, and they had the momentum. However, Uncle Mo made his way over to the Raiders sideline in the 2nd quarter. With just 33 seconds remaining, Keandre Pope scored on a 3-yard touchdown run. Joseph Newhung with a clutch PAT made the score 12-7, and that was the score whenever we went into half. 3rd quarter was scoreless. The teams went back and forth, defensive struggle. And going into the 4th quarter, the Raiders were behind, 12-7. However, the playmaker, Cortez Smith, made a big play on defense on 4th down to force a turnover on downs, and then he scored with 10:09 remaining in the game to give Nettleton a 13-12 lead. Nettleton, with the 1-point lead, decided to go for 2. Smart play. Really, there's no difference between a 1-point lead and a 2-point lead. So why not go for two? They went for two. Unfortunately, the two-point conversion was no good as Q Thompson fought heroically to get into the end zone on a reverse, but was stopped by the Southside defense. Nettleton recovered the ensuing kickoff, a fumble, but they were not able to convert. In fact, another interception, and then this one by Blaine Warden, and Southside had the ball. They had their backup quarterback in, but they heroically marched down the field. The Nettleton defense got to stop when they needed to, and on a 4th down and 15 from the 31-yard line, Southside decided to run their field goal team out there. It would have been a 48-yard field goal. It would have won the game if Nettleton would have been unable to score in the 41 seconds remaining, but it was blocked by Jordan Pegram, blocked by Caden Newsom. Caden Newsom blocked the ball. Caden Newsom recovered. Without the benefit of replay up here, it's kind of hard to tell. So Caden Newsom blocked the PAT. Caden Newsom recovered the ball, and that iced the Raider win. Victory formation, take a knee, clock rolls to 0, and we escape with a 13-12 win. And I do mean we escaped with a 13-12 win. What a ball game. It's our honor tonight to give the JOSM Player of the Game award. And the Player of the Game, is brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They've been getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. The Player of the Game is the man who blocked the PAT that wound up being the deciding play in the game. I'm talking about one half of the Nasty Boys, the All-State defensive lineman, Jordan Pegram. Jordan, how good does it feel to escape with a win here tonight?
It felt amazing. Coach Johnson told us, and we went through a lot of adversity the whole week because I had people sick. So Coach Johnson told us it was going to be a 4-quarter game. We're going to have to fight every single quarter, every second, every minute.
I'm glad you mentioned that because you're right. I don't know how many guys we had out with the flu, with the stomach virus this week. I think you might have had one good day of practice, and this is a very good team. I mean, Southside, they're going to beat a lot of people. Very good team. Great win, and hats off to you guys for overcoming that adversity. Speaking of Coach Johnson, he called a timeout there, and while they were driving, they had their backup quarterback in, the murder man with a belly-to-back suplex.
Yes,
he put the quarterback out, and we wish that guy nothing but the best. We hope that he's all right and he's back in action soon. But they were moving the ball. Coach Johnson called a timeout, rallied y'all together. What did Coach Johnson tell you on that timeout?
He told us, he said when number 11 comes in the game, he is a runner. He's not going to throw the ball at all because their quarterback's out. So we have put our fastest people to the field because we knew exactly where he was going. That's the only place he went, to the field. And so we was able to get a stop there.
That's the voice of Jordan Pegram, the all-state defensive lineman for the Raiders. He's going to be playing on Saturdays next year. I guarantee you. It's just his choice where he's going to be playing. But the difference in the game, a blocked PAT in the second quarter, they kicked that field goal right there. We're still playing ball. We're in overtime right now. But Jordan blocked the PAT. Walk us through that play. What exactly happened on that play?
So they called, I think, whoever called a timeout, us or them. So called a timeout, and we load up their weakest player, which was their left guard, which is on our right side. So we loaded up on him. And so I thought I was going to get a block. I was right there. But Newsom came out of nowhere and came running through and blocked it.
You're talking about the field goal right there. So Caden Newsom, he blocked it, and he also got the recovery, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, shout out to Caden Newsom. And that was a guy that was injured a couple of weeks ago. We didn't know for sure if he'd be playing anymore this year, but he's out there, and what a great job Caden did tonight.
Yes, sir.
Jordan Pegram, one more question for you, Jordan. As the Raiders get a 13-12 win, tough, hard-fought win on the road. One more question for you. We mentioned you're going to be playing on Saturday. No doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you were in Pop Warner, I don't know if you remember those days. You played for the Bears. You and Blake Brown played for the Bears.
Yes, sir.
Cobe Dirty, my son, played for the Raiders. And, man, what fun times. Y'all were the best two teams in the league.
Yes, sir.
But I can remember they had you at running back then.
That's where they need to put me now.
I love it. Maybe Coach Wilson will hear this and be inspired to do that. But I can remember thinking back then, that kid's next level, even as like a 8-year-old or whatever. And you're going to be playing on Saturdays, man. How is that going? I know you've been talking to a lot of different colleges and everything, and I know you may not be ready to make any kind of announcement or even say anything about it right now, but are you leaning any particular way where you're going to be playing football next year?
No, sir. Because, like, I'm still talking to, like, a lot of coaches. And so one coach was here today, the Washita Coach Kane Bryson. And so they've been showing the most love. Like, they've been calling, texting all day, each coach. And Arkansas Tech, they also been calling, too.
That's where your brother's at.
Yes. No, my brother's at UAM.
He's at UAM, Monticello.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Yeah, he's at Monticello. Jamarius. Did I say that right?
Jamarius.
I'm so sorry. Jamarius Pegram. Big J is what I always called him. Another outstanding, standout, all-state defensive lineman. The Pegrams just raised defensive linemen. That's what they do. But I know wherever you play, I know you're going to be successful, and you represent Nettleton very well. During the game, I don't know if you go back and listen to it or not, Jordan, but I often say he's a beast on the field, but in the classroom, he's the nicest guy. He's like the nicest guy in the school, and I guess you've been raised to be that way, haven't you?
Yes, sir, I have.
Your dad probably thump you on the head if you acted bad. Or your mama. You're probably more scared of your mama than your dad.
I am. More scared of my mom than my dad.
And his dad is 6'9", Big James Pegram. He was a standout for Arkansas State University. Arkansas State has went to one NCAA tournament in the history of the school, and it was thanks to the play of James Pegram and his teammates for sure. So he's one of the all-time greats at ASU. His son's one of the all-time greats at Jordan. He is at Nettleton. That's Jordan Pegram. He is the JOSN player of the game. Hey, go catch up with your team. Celebrate a great win, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Mr. Miller.
Yes, sir. We love you, bro. That's Jordan Pegram, and he is the JOSN player of the week. You've been listening to the post-game show, and it's been presented by More Air Conditioning. Let me tell you what More Air Conditioning is doing. They are every Tuesday at 5. They present the More Air Conditioning Offensive Lineman of the Week, and I'm so glad that they do that. They give the offensive linemen the love that they deserve. They're rewarding the guys in the trenches all year long. The More Air Conditioning Offensive Lineman of the Week, Tuesdays at 5 on the Ticket Radio Network on The Drive, hosted by Kate Carlton and Will Oswalt. Make sure that you tune into that, and thanks to More Air Conditioning, you deserve more. Don't settle for less. More Air Conditioning for sponsoring the post-game show. Hey, that's about all we on the win to congratulations to the Raiders on the win. They moved to 6-1 on the season, 3-1 in conference. Next week we'll be at home taking on Forest City and hoping to move to 7-1 on the season. That'll be our next broadcast. Then we close out the season with Valley View at Valley View, and then win at home in Week 10 senior night. Sure hope that you can be at Raider Field for that if you can. If not, we'll be doing our best, if the good Lord's willing, the creek don't rise, to bring you the broadcast here on the EAB Sports Network and NTV. For Ryan James, our producer back in the EAB Sports studios, doing a great job producing. For all of the crew here at NTV, the boss lady, Lindsay Miller, the director, Cameron Holder, the camera operators, the Calebs, Caleb Andrews, Caleb Robinson, the play-by-play guy, Jacob Linderman. For all of us here at Nettleton, I'm Craig Miller. Hope that you have a great night, a great weekend. Good night, God bless. Raider Pride is justified. Raider Pride forever.
You've been listening to Nettleton Raider Football on 101.3